welcome everyone to AC Flora High School in Forest Acres, South Carolina, home of the Forest Acres Classic. Thank you to the City of Forest Acres for sponsoring the Forest Acres Classic, as they do every year. And have with me Alex.
I'm back.
Yeah. All right, we're looking for some good baseball. We've had a lot of good baseball today, this week. It's been fun. But yeah, this is the final game of day 3, so game 12. But more baseball tomorrow too. All right, so in this game, the last game decided who from the other bracket was going to be in the championship game, and River Bluff won, and so they will be in the championship game. For this game, because Dreer beat Hammond earlier in the day, Dreer is 2-1. Flora's 2-0. Dutch Fork is 1-1. So if Dutch Fork wins, then we have a 3-way tie at 2-1 for this side of the bracket. The first tiebreaker, at least in years past, I'll confirm this with somebody, but the first tiebreaker is fewest runs given up, and which is good for Flora because we've given up 2 runs, 1 in each of the first 2 games. And Dutch Fork gave up 8 runs in one of their games. Dreer's given up more than that. I want to say they've given up like 12 or 13 runs, maybe more than that too. But so it's basically between Dutch Fork and Flora. If Dutch Fork wins, they have to win by 6 or more runs.
That is correct.
Yeah.
6. Yeah, the math, because Dutch Fork, they 14-0'd Hammond day 1 and then lost to Dreer 3-8 yesterday. Well, we have a 9-1 win against Dreer and we 6-1 win against Hammond. So they have 17 runs scored. We have 15, but we've only given up 2, and they've given up a total of 8 because of the Dreer loss.
Yeah. What's also kind of interesting is the same scenario happened last year, where we advanced on. I think it was last year. I think it was last year. We advanced over Dutch Fork to face River Bluff.
Oh wow! And then River Bluff standing on the other side of this one.
Yeah.
So, we'll pause for the national anthem real quick. Play ball. Or something around there.
Yeah. Play ball.
So, before we start, we talked about this, I think, yesterday on the stream as well, but we've played Dutch Fork twice this year, and we actually split those games.
Yes.
We, at
Did
home.
you look up those scores?
Yeah, at home, we won 3-1. I'm assuming Grant pitched that one. And then on the road, we lost. At home, we won 6-1. We lost on the road at Dutch Fork 3-1.
Makes sense. I'll look that up. Are we? Is Flora coming out?
Yeah, we are.
It's like, why are they playing music that I don't want to hear on the
Now the
stream?
starting lineup for the Falcons. At third base, number 15, Zach Sneed. Second baseman, number 19, Carew Bates. Behind the plate, number 21, Tyler Hernandez. On the mound, number 16, Charles Flake. At First base, number 5, Cooper Rebels. Left fielder, number 2, Rich Best. Center fielder, number 29, Evan Smith. Right fielder, number 12, Charlie Scott. And at short, number 9, Grant Logan.
All right, I'm gonna mute for a second so we don't have problems with Rocky.
For Foxes,
Okay.
number 9, Kevin Samansky.
So here we go. Let's start this one off. Leading off for the Silver Foxes, Kevin Samansky. Little righty on righty action here. Charles in there for strike number 1, and we are underway in game 12. So we talked about it a little earlier. Charles did actually pitch that win over Dutch Fork at home. The 6-1 victory. Charles pitched the first 3 innings, and Grant came in to close down in the last 3. We'll see how it turns out here tonight. You know, Charles getting the nod tonight after Davis and Grant pitching 2 phenomenal outings in their 2 starts.
Yeah, so in that other one, was a 3-1 loss to Dutch Fork.
Yes.
Davis pitched the first 3, gave up 1 unearned run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts.
There's a strike 3 looking against Samansky. Good pitch by Flake, and he's starting off his night with a K.
And then we gave up a couple runs in the 4th and 5th innings.
Now batting, number 5, Brennan Otone.
So now you hear Brennan Otone. He's going to dig in for the Silver Foxes. 4 pitches for Flake, 1 strikeout, but that one does not find the zone here. So, these, again, 2 teams very familiar with each other. We'll see how that plays into early in this game. We'll see how it turns into late. I think that a lot of substitutions depending on kind of who, kind of like matchup based and who pitches well against who. 1-1 could be lined down the right field line, but we'll go and stay foul. So Otone, yesterday wasn't his best. He's went 0 for 3 with a walk and 2 strikeouts as he gets hit in the back right there. That's one way to start off his first at-bat here. But I was going to say he went 2 for 2 the day before with 2 RBIs. So we'll go right back into it. Matthew Rollison.
First base, number 1, J.J. Small.
And obviously J.J. Smalls come in at first to replace Otone. So Rollison, one of the only Silver Foxes to have a better game yesterday than the score shows. Again, they lost 3-8. Rollison went 2 for 4 with an RBI, as that ball will catch the dirt for ball 1. JJ courtesy runner. Gonna put some speed on the base pass. We'll see how it depends. Yesterday, Hammond got some feet on the base pass in the first inning and started playing some mind games with Flora. That changeup will gonna go by Rollison for the first strike of the at-bat, evening the count at 1 apiece. Again, a lot of chess early in this one. We're gonna see kind of, again, they've seen Charles, which is always an interesting one. Pickoff attempt not in time. But the more times you see a pitcher, the better you're gonna hit him. Now, for good pitching, it doesn't matter as much, but it'll still be interesting to see how the Silver Foxes attack Charles early in this one.
Yeah, because I guess with the high school season as it is, pitchers sometimes get better and better as it progresses.
They definitely get better because I mean, obviously you grow.
Yeah.
And it's a weird thing, MLB teams could see a pitcher 3 times, 4 times a season, depending on, usually not 4, maybe back in like last year when they played 23 games, common opponents, but usually you don't see a pitcher a ton. At high school, you probably only see him once if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Ball's grounded to short. Grant going to play that back on a hop. Gets second to 1 on to first. And Rollison able to beat that one out. But Grant was able to go to second for the second out of the inning.
Now batting number 17, Ethan Alton.
So the cleanup hitter for the Silver Foxes, 17, Ethan Offing. And Richard noticed in this Dutch Fork lineup a lot of righties here. It's going to be interesting to see how Flora attacks a very right-handed central lineup. Runner on first goes. Hernandez couldn't get a grip on that ball and will thus eat it. And Rollison has a stolen base.
Looked like a pretty big jump anyways.
It would have been a tough throwdown.
Yeah.
Flake didn't check him back as much as he probably wanted to. And Rollison able to swipe second. But that was a strike to the batter Offing. So count is 0-1 here with 2 outs top of the first. That ball just misses. Fastball, I guess, a tad outside. Even in the count at 1 apiece. So Offing, another Silver Fox who didn't have the outing they wanted yesterday. 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Dreer really put a nail in them as that fastball going to catch the zone here and putting ahead 1-2. And Offing, he only has 1 hit in the tournament. It came against Hammond, but that hit drove in a run. And it also is to note, this kid's a freshman. The only freshman that has seen playing time in this tournament. We'll see how that inexperience, I guess, affects him now. I get toward the latter half. This is kind of, I'm assuming, the biggest game of the tournament for them. If they can find a way to score on Flora a lot and keep our scoring to a minimum, they will advance. But it's hard to score against these Falcons. As Offing just grabs a piece of that one, and he will stay alive. So, runner on second, Rollison. Remember, he stole the first pitch of the at-bat, but he grounded almost into a double play as Grant went to second on that one. And now that pitch going to be over the head, and it's going to hit the umpire and trickle away from Hernandez. We'll see Rollison take third. As now we're going to have a meeting for the umpire behind the plate. That off-speed pitch, Hernandez didn't seem to glove it, and it hit him, looked to be in the stomach. Yeah, now we'll have the athletic trainer come out to take a look. Not much going on right here. Looks like maybe he's got the wind taken out of him, but as of now, we're mostly in the dark. That was a ball, though. As I said, it was over the head of Offing, so that will even the count up at 2s apiece with 2 outs here. Looks like he's going to be all right.
Yeah. Sorry, I had a moment of panic that extended beyond the game to the live stream.
Oh.
So I have Game Changer up to track the game, and I'm streaming on my phone. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, not streaming on my phone. I'm watching the stream on my phone. And the stream just kind of stuck, but it was because Game Changer was like consuming a bunch of data for some reason.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Stream seems to be good.
That's good. That 2-2 pitch is going to catch some dirt, and they'll fill her up. So 3-2, 2 outs here. Big at bat for Offing, the freshman, looking to come through for his team in the top half of the first inning. You got the 3-hole hitter Rawlson on third. Flake's going to wind up and deal, and he's going to poke that one over to Carew at second. Easily scoop that over and make the play onto first for the third out. So the hit by pitch does not come to pass. Flora leaves it scoreless. We're going to head to the bottom of the first.
Come back.
Leading off for the Falcons,
Zach Sneed.
number 15, Zach Sneed.
Familiar sight here in the lead opposition, Zach Sneed, the third baseman for your Falcons. This Falcons lineup a little more balanced than the Silver Foxes. A lot of left and a lot of right-handed talent. And the pitcher, Jake Rogers, we have not seen in this tournament so far. He'll get the nod in the third game for the Silver Foxes against these Falcons. Fastball will make Sneed move. Ball 2 on the inner half of the plate. That ball's smacked into center. Fielder's going to go back and he'll make the play for out 1. That center fielder's number 18, LJ Solomon.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 19, Carew Bates.
He does it better than I ever will. Carew Bates. He will dig into the right-handed batter's box against Rogers. So, Carew went 0 for 3 yesterday. Not his best outing. It didn't matter, though, as they were able to get all they needed against the Skyhawks.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we faced this pitcher in the 2 previous games this season. Phipps did pitch their win against us, at least the first 4 innings of it. Going 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts.
Yeah, what it seems from the Silver Foxes is they don't have just one guy to go the distance usually. It's more of a team effort on the mound.
Yeah, I think they threw 4 pitchers against us each of those 2 games.
Yeah, that ball's going to catch the dirt here. Carew is ahead 3-0 quickly. But yeah, yesterday they had Cliff Hall, their left fielder. Their right fielder, excuse me. He pitched an inning yesterday. We saw Savonsky. He went 4 1/3. He is the Silver Foxes' second baseman. And that will find the zone there. Give Carew his first strike. And then for 2/3 innings, you see Boone Miller, a sophomore in the dugout for the Silver Foxes. Swinging strike for Carew. But the lone sophomore for the Silver Foxes, he's not in the lineup tonight. As of now, we could see him come in. Again, he only pitched 2/3 innings, so probably fresh. Will maybe come in for relief here later on in this one. So full count. And Carew strikes out swinging. Not a sight you see there too often. And quickly, there's 2 down here for AC Flora.
Up next for the Falcons, number 21, Tyler Hernandez.
So, catcher behind the plate, Tyler Hernandez. Another lefty in this lineup for AC Flora. He'll dig in to deal against the righty Rogers. Rogers kept this first inning to a minimum so far. Only 9 pitches over 2 batters. As Hernandez has to move out of the way of that one. Keep it from hitting him. So, count 1-0. Hernandez, though, drove in one of the runs Flora had in their 6-1 win against the Skyhawks yesterday. Went 1 for 2 at the plate in 2 walks. Very hard out, very hard man to keep on base. I say that, and he takes a strike down Broadway. Putting the count to 2-1 here. We're in the bottom of the first inning, still scoreless, as Hernandez slaps that one foul. There's 2 outs. Zach Sneed flew out to center, and then Carew took the count full and struck out swinging. So, 2s, and that looked like curve ball's gonna stay high and away for ball 3. So, second straight full count here for Rogers. This time he's got Hernandez, the batter. Gonna wind up and deal strike 3.
Wow.
Looked like Hernandez moved out of the way of that one, but Rogers got him looking for the 3rd out of the inning. So, Flora goes 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first. We'll head to the second, still scoreless. 3-0 top of the second inning. And we're going to see the designated hitter, Tyler Hodges. He will hit for
Leading
Jake
off for
Rogers, the
Silver
pitcher.
Foxes, designated hitter number 4, Tyler Hodges.
So Tyler has not seen action this tournament either. This will be his first plate appearance. So he's able to watch that fastball stay outside, ball 1. So Flake is now beginning his second inning of work tonight. Tyler almost whiffs at a curveball, able to kind of just tick that one foul. Evening the count at 1s. Falcons playing Hodges straight up, and that looked like changeup. It's going to just miss outside again. After calling the 2 pitches that looked a little inside to Hernandez, comes back and Flake can't find the zone on that side. Now Hodges slaps the ball down the line, but Zach easily will glove that one and fire over the first for the first out of the second. So 1 down, and we're going to see the first baseman, Landon Call.
Stepping in the box, number 23,
Step in.
Landon Call.
Call, one of the only lefties Flake will have to deal with tonight. Yesterday, again, one of the only good days here for the Silver Foxes. 1 for 3 and scored one of their 3 runs. So he takes that fastball inside at the knees for ball 1. Flake's going to come home and get him to sky that one over down the left field line, but that will go way foul, it looks like. Call looked like he got way under that one. So we'll see if he can straighten it out here. 1s apiece. Dealing home is Flake, and he'll keep that changeup outside, ball 2. You see the center fielder, Evan Smith, just go over to the right, as that ball's going to find where he just kind of moved over, but they'll be able to corral that and keep Call at first. First hit of the game for either side, and the second base runner now Flake has to deal with in this inning, or this game.
Now batting number 6, Paul Taylor.
So the left fielder, Paul Taylor, he gets his crack at Flake now. So another runner on first. We'll see how Flake deals with this one. Taylor showing bunt. He does get it down. Actually, a really nice bunt down the first base line. Hard play for Flake to make. It'll go over the head. And that ball's going to kind of get away from the first baseman, Cooper, but quickly AC Flora able to contain that one and minimize the damage.
Crew over to back up.
Yeah, you had Carew and Tyler over to back up that bunt.
Next, number 8, Cliff Hall.
I don't think he meant to have that good of a bunt.
No, it was beautiful.
It was a phenomenal bunt. It looked like he caught him on the inside portion of the bat. Kind of stunned Paul for a second. But turned out to be just what the doctor ordered for the Silver Foxes. They have 2 on here in the second. I'm honestly going to give him a hit for that one instead of an error. It looked like he was going to beat that one out. Regardless
Yeah, no, I think it was. Yeah.
of the throw, just a tough pitch for Flake to have to come off the mound and get in, or get over to first. So, second base runner of the inning, and now Cliff Hall, the right fielder, gonna step in, and he'll watch one almost hit his head. Remind you of the tiebreaker here, as the action's starting to pick up. Dutch Fort needs to win by 6 or more runs to move on to the championship game against River Bluff tomorrow at 3:30. If not, Flora will take it home. And I'm not sure where that pitch missed, to be honest, but apparently it did.
I don't know. I think that should be a strike, but
Again, I don't know where it missed. It didn't look like it did. And that one was inside. So, quickly working 3-0 to the 8-hole hitter Cliff Hall. The center fielder 9-hole LJ Solomon is on deck for the Silver Foxes, and the lineup will turn over. Flake coming home. Inside ball 4. And that'll load the bases. So here we go. Bases loaded, 1 out for the center fielder, L.J. Solomon.
Now batting number 18, L.J. Solomon.
Solomon went 1 for 3 yesterday. Did fall victim to a strikeout. He is hitting .333 on the tournament with 2 RBIs. And he found his way around the bases with a homer against Hammond. We'll see if he can try to muster some of that magic. It's going to be a tough task against Flake, who is losing the strike zone. That's his 5th straight ball. But 6th pitch in there for a swinging strike. Not much different for Flora. It looks like the only player that's playing out of their normal position in the situation is Cooper at first. He's playing on the edge of the grass as LJ kind of chunks that one foul. But to my point, Zach Sneed, if a ball's hit to him, I'm assuming he's going to surrender, or hopefully get double play, but surrender the run if it comes to that. Looks like anyone else is trying to double play except Cooper, who will come home if the ball's hit to him. And of course, double play ball up the middle, intact. That pitch, another one that doesn't look like it missed by much. But it'll put the counts at 2s. There's only 1 out here in the 2nd inning. And Flake looking to try to put one down. And it's going to be a just weak ball hit over to Sneed, who's going to get that one in.
Sort of felt like a gift, huh?
I wouldn't say a gift. I'd more say it was good pitching, but
Yeah, no, for sure. But it's kind of what you want, you know.
I mean that's probably the perfect
Little pop up in the infield.
But there's 2 perfect scenarios in that one. It's what we just saw and a strikeout.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the double play ball, but you can't have wishful thinking in that scenario. You just want an out. But they pop out to your third baseman, one of your most trusted infielders. That'll do it.
Yeah.
Now I was curious to see if Sneed dropped it, but he actually caught it. That would
drop it for the double play.
That would have been the interesting one.
Yeah, because they didn't call it infield fly.
They didn't call infield fly. Oh. The problem is I don't know, and I'm curious to see if Zach had the wherewithal to know this. How much spin was on that ball when it was hit to Zach?
Yeah.
Because if it hit the ground, it could have just kicked foul, and obviously would have just been rough. That ball's hit over to Zach. He's actually going to come home with it for the 3rd out of the inning.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, normally you wouldn't, but his momentum was pulling him home,
yeah,
right?
that momentum was pulling him home, and that'll be the 3rd out. So, Dutch Fork loads the bases, but they can't score. We're scoreless after the top of the 2nd.
16, Charles Blake.
As Eminem plays in the background, Charles Flake will be the first hitter of the second inning. Kevin Szymanski, he grounded out to Snead to end the inning. And now Flake is going to look to kind of do.
So that pitch moved more than Charles thought it would.
I think it did. I think he tried to hold up. Unfortunately, umpire rung him around for a strike. 0-1 in there. For strike 2. So, Rogers, what he's been doing all night, making quickly ahead of these AC Flora hitters. He gets him. Look, and strike 3.
That was about 8 inches outside.
Interesting strike zone tonight to start off. We'll see how
Now
it
batting for the
continues.
Falcons, number 5, Cooper Rowe.
Nonetheless, that's Jake's third strikeout of the game for the Silver Foxes. And now the Falcons' first baseman, Cooper Revels. He's going to wait for the ball to be exchanged. I guess Rogers wasn't a fan of the ball. Not exactly sure. But we'll see Cooper now dig in here. 5th batter that Jake has faced here. And that ball's going to stay low. Ball 1. So, Foxes had 2 hits last half inning. Couldn't cash either of them in. And now they're looking to try to put down a Flora, maybe a Flora fire in the second. I mean, there's no fire yet, but Flora, this is a very potent offense that can strike basically whenever they want. We saw late in last night's game against the Skyhawks. 1-1, that sweeping curveball will go low. Cooper was able to draw a walk yesterday, but on the tournament he's only 1 for 7. Not what he's been looking for so far. As that ball smacked up the middle, and that will find its way through for a base hit. There's the announcer jinx on the right side.
There you
Cooper,
go. 2 for 8.
2 for 8 now. Finds his first hit in over a game. He was held hitless against the Skyhawks, but that one sent it right back where it came from. Caught Rogers off guard.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 2, Rent.
Pitcher didn't like that ball either.
No, I mean, I probably threw that one back for a different reason than the first, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But so now we go from someone who was hitless yesterday to someone who was finding every single hit he possibly could. Rent's best. Left fielder for the Falcons. Had that big insurance run double in the 6th inning last night against the Skyhawks. Able to kind of put a dagger in that game. But now he steps back in here against Rogers, who has just allowed his first hit of the evening. We'll see how Rogers responds with a base runner on first as he goes over there, unable to find any pay dirt. So, 1-0 count here. Got Cooper over at first, only 1 out, and we're scoreless in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Early one in this, as Rentz watches that changeup find the lower half of the strike zone tonight, evening the count at 1 apiece. It's interesting, the second baseman doesn't look like he's playing double play depth, as that pickoff attempt is nowhere close to snagging Cooper at first.
Yeah, it's kind of far away from.
Yeah, if a ball's hit to second, they're only going to get 1 out, it looks like, unless the shortstop offing has a cannon. Even then, it'd still be hard to get 2. As Rentz swings through that off-speed pitch for strike 2. But it's interesting, there's no shift, or looks to be worry for Dutch Fork.
Sort of playing straight up, huh?
Yeah, it's not a lot you see, and especially in this situation. I'm not sure if that's faith in their pitcher, faith in anything. I really don't know what it is. Rent's able to fight that one off and stay alive. But yeah, there's no like movement in the back end for Dutch Fork. Not even really the outfield. He's playing them pretty straight up and pretty normal depth, it looks like. So, well, as I say that, Solomon, the center fielder, shifts over a tad to his left. And runner on first takes off. Low pitch is going to allow Cooper to swipe second. It's a stolen base for Cooper.
Yeah, and he definitely had that on the pitcher.
Oh, he did. It was timed it right, too. It looked like a curveball that found the dirt. And a very hard throw for the catcher Atone to make down to second. So now that runner at first turns into a runner at second and a runner in scoring position for Flora. It's now quickly Rogers stepping off. You definitely see him kind of be more affected by that runner. He's thrown over a lot. Now he steps off of the runner at second. Trying to dig deep here to get Rintz as he swings through a curveball, strike three. 4 strikeout of the game for Rogers. And now Evan Smith.
Now batting for the
Due up.
Falcons, number 29, Evan Smith.
Center fielder went 0 for 3 last night, but was hit by a pitch late in the game, which accounted for one of those 2 runs that Rintz drove in on that double back in the 6th. We'll see what Evan has tonight up his sleeve against Jake, who's, for the most part, found his way with these Falcon hitters in the first inning and 2/3. Evan able to fight that one back. So now the bottom half of the order is coming up for Flora. You got Evan Smith, you got Charlie Scott, you got Grant Loggins to round out the order for the Falcons tonight. We've already seen the Silver Foxes bat around once, but Flora has not found the same gold that Dutch Fork has found at the plate. Runner takes off, and that throws inside. A hard turn at third for Cooper, but he will stay there. He really wanted to come home.
The pitcher was late covering.
He was. It would have been a very hard turn to make, but inside fastball got away from Atone. And will allow Cooper to move 90 feet away. So now for the whole second inning, we have a runner on third for both teams. We'll see if AC Flora can turn their luck with Evan as he hardy poke out trying to find that one, unable to make contact. We'll bring the count to 1-2. Looked like a curveball that time that looked over the plate for Evan and then just broke way into the right-handed batter's box. So now 1-2 coming to Evan. Low, ball 2. So 2-2 count, 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. Still scoreless here in this one. A lot on the line for Dutch Fork. They need to score, and they need to score a lot against these Falcons. And hopes to make the championship game against River Bluff tomorrow. 2-2 is going to be slapped over to third. Rollinson's got it, throw it on a hop, and will make the play for the third out. So Cooper has a 1-out single. He gets all the way to third before he is stranded. And we're still scoreless after 2. We'll head to the top of the third.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Leading off for the Silver Foxes, number 5, Brennan Otone.
We're set to begin the top of the third inning, and Brennan Otone, he's going to step in to begin Charles's third inning of work. Now the Silver Foxes loaded the bases up, but left all of them stranded. They only had one out when the bases were loaded, but you saw a pop out to Snead at third, and then a ground out from Snead at third to home, which you don't see a lot there, but Snead's momentum was more carrying him home. Either way, an out's an out, and it'll got AC Flora out of the bases loaded jam. Charles now up to 40 pitches, and this 41st, is grounded over to Snead. Quick throw from him, and that's how AC Flora starts the third inning.
24, Matthew Rollison.
So, Matthew Rollison, the third baseman, he will step into the right-handed dish. Again, a lot of right-handed hitters for the Silver Foxes tonight. A lot of righty-on-righty matchups. Rollison, one of them. He grounded into a fielder's choice in his first at-bat. Able to get a tone at second. But Rollison beat out the infield put-out, looked like. And that ball he had to kind of scoot out of the way for. Bringing it to 1-0, the count. Rollison kind of steps out, reassessing his situation, and steps back in quickly. Beats that one into the ground, and no trickle foul over toward the Falcon dugout. That'll even the count at 1 apiece. Again, Rollison, one of the more dangerous hitters on this Silver Fox team. Tournament, he's 3 for 7 with 1 RBI. Dangerous hitter here for the Silver Foxes. Someone they have to watch out for. As Hernandez not able to glove that one, and it'll get by him for ball 2. And dangerous hitters, you can see both second baseman Crew and Grant at short, both playing him on the grass. And that pitch, lower portion of the zone. Got Matthew looking, strike 2. Even the count. On deck, you have the shortstop, Ethan Offing. And that pitch is going to be low and outside, filling the count up to full. So 3-2. What you going to do? Flake able to get him to poke one over to Snead. Quick throw off the mark. And that ball's going to jump all the way off the wall into right field. And Rollison's going to get the second from the throwing error from Snead.
Now batting number 17, Ethan Alton.
Hate to tell the fan that's an E5. He was not beating that one out.
Huh?
Some fans, that's not an E5, that's a hit. I said, I hate to tell the fan, that's an E5.
Well, even if it's still an E5 for the runner going to second.
Yeah, it's an E5 on the throw and E5 on the runner advancing to second. Either way,
Still an error.
still an error. So now,
Yes.
Dutch Fork, you hear that dugout howling now. They have a runner at second here against Charles with 4-hole hitter Ethan Offing swinging through strike 1. Offing grounded over to Carew to end that top of the frame in the first. We'll see how he fares now against Flake the second time around. Charles got that sole runner at second to worry about, but quickly getting Offing to swing through another changeup, it looks like, and now bringing that count to 0-2. So Offing behind 0-2. We'll see how Flake plans his next attack against the shortstop. That pitch looks to be high and out of the zone, but Offing offered at it and fouled it back into the backstop. Still scoreless here in the third inning. No blood has been drawn from either side. One out here with a runner on second due to 2 errors on Snead. And that pitch just misses.
They've been calling that a strike.
It's been the strike zone's been inconsistent tonight for both sides, and that pitch really going against Flora. That will be a ball against Flake, and now he's still ahead 1-2, but that would have been a big strikeout. And that pitch now is going to be slapped over to Carew at second. He's going to eat him up. Back-to-back errors for the Falcons. And Dutch Fork will come around and draw first blood.
Had a tough hop in the dirt.
He did have a tough hop. And now Dutch Fork,
Now batting number 4,
their
Kyle
dugout,
Harvey.
get into this one. They take the early 1-0 lead in this one. That will go down as an unearned run against Flake. We'll see how he responds now after 2 balls that could have been outs, ending up as base runners against him. 5-hole hitter, DH Tyler Hodges. He'll dig in. Runner at first goes, and a line right where Grant was. That ball's going to go to left field. Rentz is going to field that and get it into second. Off and goes from first to third. And that's the 3rd hit of the night for the Silver Foxes. Rogers takes that first pitch into left field, and now we're going to have interesting runners at the corners here. And Landon Call, first baseman, he'll dig in. The only lefty on this lineup. He had a
Now batting
single
number 23,
into right
Landon
field
Call.
in his first at-bat. He's now set to begin his 2nd time against Flake. You got Hodges at first, you got Offing at 3rd. We'll see how AC Flora plans to play this one out. We'll see if Hodges goes. He does not, as that ball is skied high in the infield. Who's going to get it? Grant's going to call everyone off and make the play for the 2nd out.
Yeah, if I'm in the infield, I'm like, you got it, you got it.
Those balls suck because they take forever to come down.
Yeah.
That was. There's some balls that look like they reach the star, and we have a 10 out here for the night games because the day games are just so sun beaming. We don't want to get drilled with the heat.
Yeah.
So I am very limited with my. Oh, there's a booted off the first baseman Revels. He cannot field that. Carew takes it in the 2nd RBI of the game and the 3rd error of the inning. Offing will come home. 2nd run of the inning, and now Flake has another unearned run tacked on to his score sheet. But going back to what I was saying, I'm very limited in my ability to see how high those balls go, but that looked like it was skied. Either way, of course, I start talking, and Paul Taylor able to technically drive in a run. I don't know if that goes down as an RBI for him technically in the score sheet, but he's on first, and Hodges is at 2nd. Charles Flake set to begin his campaign to Cliff Hall, who he walked on 4 pitches last at-bat. That's the first strike Hall will see, is that fastball right over the heart of the plate. Interesting to see Dutch Fort not jump on it.
I'm wondering, I'm guessing that Paul Taylor is Will Taylor's brother. Former Silver Fox, who is now at Clemson.
I don't know the family trees of
Football
Irmo.
player, baseball player.
Don't know the family trees of Forest Acres and or Irmo players, so I'm going to take your judgment on it.
I'll ask a Dutch Fork fan when one comes by.
So, but nonetheless, Hall is quickly behind 0-2 against Flake. Flake looking here to get out of a interesting inning here for the Falcons. You don't see them make a lot of errors, however, they have 3 in this one, or technically 4. Is swinging strike 3. Flake's going to get out of it.
All right.
So 2 cross for Silver Fox, but 4 errors. 2 are charged to Sneed and 2 are charged to Carew. 2-0 lead for Dutch Fork. We're going to head to the bottom of the 3rd. go.
Number 12, Charlie Scott.
So, as you heard, Charlie Scott set to start the bottom of the third inning for the Falcons. Weird last inning. 3 errors. It was a 2-base error from Snead, not 2 errors on him. And now, Charlie Scott, our right fielder, going to look to try to get one of those 2 runs back here. Maybe start a 3rd inning rally. Or maybe I'm just going to jinx this the whole night. Who knows? Anyway, he's ahead 0-1. He watches that change up, find the outer portion of the plate for strike number 1. We've seen Jake Rogers work pretty quickly here and work efficiently. He has 4 strikeouts out of the first 7 he's faced. Only allowed 1 hit. As Charlie fouling that one off, so he'll be behind 1 and 2. Retrieving the ball behind the backstop. Coach seems to be fine laying against the back wall. Hopefully no foul ball goes there. As Rogers, he'll be the one to wave him off. So, a little pause in the action here in the 3rd inning. However, we'll quickly resume play. So, here comes the 1 and 2. Curveball.
Oh, that was a really good
not
pitch.
finding the zone. There comes the inconsistency strike zone to Dutch Fork.
I mean, you know, again, Flora's Charlie Scott's at the plate, so it's clearly a ball.
Clearly.
But
and Charlie able to take advantage of that
Oh,
advantageous
shit.
ball call and put one in the left field for the 2nd Falcon hit of the night. No, obviously it was a ball, but that looked
Yeah.
like a very good curveball.
it looked like he got a lot of the zone.
That
But that was a nice hit by Charlie.
it was. Yeah, it looks like they're calling the outside part of that plate. They're not calling it as much, more inside pitches.
Yeah.
However, it's still been inconsistent. We'll see if we can pick up on more of it as we go along. Either way, 2nd hit of the night for AC Flora. And now, Mr. USC commit Grant Lockins set to fire against Jake Rogers, but Rogers won't look him home first. He'll look back Charlie at first and throw over. Way late, though, unsuccessful, as expected. Dutch Fork leading this one 2-0, and Grant looking to lay down a bunt. He didn't look like he did not go around, pulled his bunt back, so ball 1. You don't see a lot of players check with the first base umpire at the high school level. However, Otone did. First base umpire said he held up, though. So count is 1-0. Do want to know, we saw Grant lay down 2 beautiful bunts yesterday. One that actually got him a hit, another sacrifice. This time, though, he lays down a bunt, and it will trickle foul. There's one play that was phenomenally gloved by the pitcher last night for Hammond. Able to pitch him out at first, but that ball has almost got by him, which means Grant would have been successful twice. But other than that, he was 1 for 1 yesterday with that base hit bunt being that only hit. And that is the only time he's batted in the tournament so far. I mean, he's batting 100, batting 1,000.
Batting 1,000, fantastic.
So, yeah, he went the distance in game 1 for the Falcons. That one was a closer pickoff attempt. However, Charlie able to get his hand back in there. We've seen the 2 times that Flora has gotten a man on first. Jake has been very uncomfortable with the first base runner, picking off a lot. That one was closer than all the other times he's picked off. This time he'll fire home as Grant punts that one foul. And he's now behind 1 and 2. After Grant, the lineup will turn over to Snead. So, but got to go through Grant, who is no pushover. He does have a strikeout on the tournament. However, it's not a spot you want to see him in. Now he's going to show bunt here early.
2-strike bunt.
Picks over again, and again, Charlie gets back in. You see Rollison, he is crashing hard already. Those mind games now for Flora, and these teams know each other very well. This is the 3rd meeting. Rubber match of the series, if you will. And Grant's going to show bunt. He'll pull back, and he'll take strike 3. That ball's going to go. Nice play by the second baseman, Samaski.
Wow.
And he keeps that one in the infield. That's a stolen base for Charlie Scott. Unfortunately, Grant watched strike 3 go by, which will give Rogers 5 on the early night.
To the Falcons, number 15, Zach
Coach Hallett didn't
Sneed.
appreciate that call.
He did not. I unfortunately did not see him come out and argue it, but here we go. I guess, yeah, I don't. Grant took it, obviously a ball, but
Yeah.
I guess they called it a strike. Either way, we'll see Sneed now dig in. Leadoff hitter for your Falcons. He flew out to center to start the night. On the offensive side for AC Flora, he's going to take one outside, ball 1. So now you got Sneed at second. Charlie Scott able to swipe the bag after Grant pulled the bunt back, but that was the first out of the inning for the Falcons. However, this is the top of the order. However, they did go 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first, or the bottom of the first. We'll see how their second time seeing Rogers fares. Sneed swings for that changeup. Put in the count to 1s. So again, we talked about seeing Flake a lot. The Falcons have never seen Rogers, so this is the true second time going around the order. We'll see how that affects them in this go-around. We'll see how Dutch Fork plays around it. Rogers steps off, however, no one covering the bag, so not even a pickoff attempt. It was more of just a look back for Charlie at second. It seems with the limited amount of base runners that Flores had, they've all gotten in the head of Rogers. Is that fastball? That was going to catch the plate. Strike 2. Zach asking where that one found the zone. Umpire, I'm sure, probably told him inside. As he'll step back in behind 1 and 2 in the count. No cover at second. Rogers will deal home, and that ball will skid in for the second ball of the at-bat. So Rogers in his 3rd inning of work. He's allowed 2 hits on the evening. However, none were to Zach Sneed. So Sneed trying to reverse that fortune real quick. 2 and 2 as he takes another willow one in the dirt. Good job by Atone to keep that one in front of him, but that will fill the count up 3 and 2. Sneed has drawn 4 walks this tournament, and he's only struck out once. And I say that, here comes the strikeout, but he's a very disciplined player at the plate. We'll see if that pays off here. He's able to fight that one back and stay alive in the at-bat, and we'll do it all over again. Remember, in this one, Dutch Fort needs to win this game by 6 or more runs to advance to the championship game at 3 o'clock against River Bluff. If they are not able to do so, AC Flora will be there tomorrow. Long way to go in this one. Still 4 innings to play. And it's a beautiful night for weather, so don't expect any cancellations here tonight. Full count on Sneed. Inside, ball 4. That's the 6th walk of the tournament for Zach. It'll put a runner at first. And here comes Carew Bates.
Didn't even try.
For the Birds,
Carew.
number 19, Carew Bates.
There you go, happy?
Yeah, it's nice.
There we go. We're getting better at it.
Yeah.
So, the quarterback for the football team, or as I know him better as our second baseman, he's going to step in to take on Rogers. This is the 3rd base runner of the night against Rogers, and the first time he's seen multiple on the base pass. We'll see, again, how he goes about attacking them. I would assume less pickoffs. That one bounces in and actually smacks Carew, and it looks to be the chin guard.
Ball's dead, but
Yeah. That ball's technically squirted by Rogers. However, it would be a very, very risky try see if Charlie wanted to advance to 3rd. So, after that ball trickles through, and we're going to change that one out as well. I don't know if you've ever been to a baseball game, but my uncle taught me one when I went out to Los Angeles to visit him. It's something called new ball, because the MLB does it a lot. Every time they exchange a ball, which is usually every hit, every foul, everything,
yeah.
you pass a cup, and you put $1. Everyone puts $1 in the cup. I should have explained that earlier.
Yeah.
But everyone puts $1 in the cup. Every new ball, you pass the cup. And so whoever ends on the half inning gets all the money in the cup, which is, again, it's like $4, but you play every half inning, and so it resets, and it's just a lot of fun to play. Usually it kind of reminded me of this after we're getting a lot of new balls, but, usually, because usually MLB pitchers go through about, I would say, 10 innings at least. So, obviously a little less here in college, or high school.
High school.
Close enough. I'm due for one mess up an inning or something.
Yeah.
1-1 count to Carew. That
Oh,
curveball
wow.
gonna find inside part of the plate. I guess my theory of the inside part of the plate being more likely to call a strike is becoming a little more true by the second. However, we'll see how both teams adapt. Right now, Rogers ahead of Bates 1 and 2. With only one out here in the second, or the third. That outside pitch is going to stay outside, ball 2.
Yeah, Carew has a better command of the strike zone than most umpires. If he's not swinging, it's probably a ball.
Now, very disciplined players for Flora. We want to just 100% point that out. But we'll see how it affects these. Carew walked once yesterday. Didn't walk in the first game. But he watches that ball go outside and fills up the count again. So just as we said, Rogers is attacking these hitters. Now he has filled up the count on the last 2 batters. And his pitch count is rising now to the mid-50s. For a team that doesn't let their pitchers go too long. Interested to see how long we're going to let Rogers go in this one. It's only the 3rd inning, but a big inning. That ball is going to be hit to 3rd. He steps on the bag for 1, on to 1st for 2. That'll get Dutch Fork out of the inning. Good play there by Rollison. And that will do it for the Falcons in the 3rd. Dutch Fork leading it 2-0. We're going to go to the 4th.
All right.
Leading off for the Silver Foxes, number 18, L.J. Solomon.
So, the only batter who has not batted around twice, L.J. Solomon, set to begin the 4th inning for the Silver Foxes. They lead Flora 2-0 after that inning-ending double play by the 3rd baseman, Rollison. That ball's muscled to left field for a base hit. Solomon's going to dig that out, try for 2, and going to stop halfway, and he'll retreat back to 1st. And that's another hit for the Silver Foxes. This one begin the 4th. Looked like he just powered that ball out to left field.
Kevin Szymanski.
Rance did a good job of getting that one in quickly. But now again, there's trouble here for the Falcons. Kevin Szymanski up for the 3rd time in the game already. He's 0 for 2 though, with a strikeout and a ground out. He ended the 2nd inning with that weird ball where Snead went home with it. So it was a 5-1 put out to end, or 5-2 put out to end the inning. So Szymanski, there we go, Szymanski.
Yeah.
He'll dig in for his third time as Charles being a little more cautious with Solomon here with his speed. Picking off twice in a row. Solomon easily able to dive back in both times though. Flake has 2 runs, but they are not earned against him. Those 2 came off of errors. One from Zach and one from Carew. But he's allowed 4 hits through 3 innings of work. He does have a strikeout, and Szymanski is his only strikeout victim. But we'll see how Flake can deal with this 4th inning trouble. First pitch to the leadoff hitter is a swinging strike. Change up low there. Got Szymanski to swing over it. So top of the lineup here for the Silver Fox, you got Szymanski, Otone, and Rollison. Rollison got that last inning started for the Silver Foxes. Good pick there by Cooper. He was able to kind of keep that in front of him off the pickoff attempt. If he couldn't keep that in front of him, we could have seen Solomon take second, as Charlie and right field would have had a long run to go back him up. Flake now checking that runner back at first, but he'll go home. And that ball, I am not sure where it missed either. But
It's a little up, but yeah,
I guess
it's a good
it was up.
pitch.
It was around the letters, but still, it wasn't too high. Figured they would have called that a strike, but called it a ball. I guess it's gonna miss up. So 1s apiece. Solomon does not go, and that ball's gonna be lined into left. Second straight base hit. Solomon will move to second, and Szymanski has his first hit of the game. So Charles in a little trouble here early in the 4th.
Up next, number 5.
Back-to-back
Brennan
hits for the
Otone.
Silver Foxes
Oh,
as Brennan Otone will step in. Otone was hit by a pitch back in the 1st, but he grounded it over to Sneed to start this 3rd. So right now we're going to see, it looks like a little defensive change here for the Falcons. Looks like we're going to move Grant over to 3rd, and Zach's going to go to short. I'm not sure what the plan is here.
yeah. No, whenever they have a pull hitter play at 3rd, and I think 3rd's going to be the hot spot. Grant will switch over there.
Gotcha. Interesting alignment here for Flora. And a bunt attempt is going to be high.
Or a bunt attempt, yeah.
Yeah, Otone's going to try to reach that way, it looks like, but Flake gassing him up high. Otone's able to pull it back in time. So pushing that count will be 1-0. It's going to also be a hard throw down to 3rd in case Solomon does steal for the record again. Lefty Otone will make Hernandez's job a lot more difficult if he decides to go. Double steal here, hit and run on Grant. Good job to able to keep that ball in front of him, but the double steal is effective. Solomon and Szymanski both swipe bags. Again, good job by Grant there, as we'll see him switch back with Sneed. Kind of played that like a catcher just to keep it in front of him from going to the outfield, keeping a run off the bag. So we saw Tone square to bunt once, give the wimpiest attempt of a swing I've ever seen in my life. Second, so we're gonna really see how this Dutch fork gonna plan to do this. Suicide squeeze with Solomon's speed at 3rd is not out of the question. It's more of, is AC Flora gonna be ready for it? No suicide squeeze. He's swinging all the way and will foul it back into home plate. Count is now at 1-2. Charles is up to 65 pitches here on the evening. There's not. Flora pitched their 2 best. Start the week. Won't have any relief there tonight. That pitch does not miss by much again. They're not calling an outside pitch. That'll even the count at 2s apiece. Also another dangerous hitter on deck, Matthew Rollison. Flora's in a spot they don't want to be in right now. Otone looking to drive in 2 big runs here for the Silver Foxes. That pitch, that one looks to be a little outside, and that'll fill up the count. Otone has 2 RBIs on the tournament, on the week. Didn't have any yesterday, but this will be a big spot for number 3 and 4 for the Silver Foxes. Charles in trouble. The count is filled up. Here we go. Full count over the head. And ball 4. That'll load the bases up with no outs. And we're going to see Tyler come out and visit Flake, who looks to be a little rattled, and we'll see the courtesy runner J.J. Smalls take it first.
J.J. Smalls, batting for the Silver Foxes. Number 24, Matthew Rollison.
So here we go. The third baseman Rollison, who had the phenomenal play to end the third, now stepping in, looking to do damage against Charles. Rollison, one of the most solid hitters here for the Silver Foxes in the tournament. Besides Kevin, he's had the second most hits for them so far. And he's going to take that one off the back. That's going to walk in a run. So Solomon's going to come in. Otone will go to second, and Szymanski will go to third.
Now batting number 17, Ethan Althing.
That will be the first run of the night that is going to be charged to Charles. It doesn't get any easier for him, though, as Ethan Offing is going to step in. He grounded over to Carew back in the first, and he grounded over to Carew again, actually, in the third, but Carew booted that one. Flake did not hit him that time, but left it low. Ball 1. Rough situation here for the Falcons. They have to lose by 5 runs or less to clinch that spot in the championship tournament if a loss, or obviously win. And they would go to the championship. But Dutch Fork has them right where they want him here in the 4th. Offing swings over a ball and just able to get a piece of it and fouling it back. Putting that count at 1 apiece. There's runners all around here for the Falcons. Not much of a defensive change. Again, just like we saw Dutch Fork do a little bit. No, we did earlier. Cooper's just on the grass. That ball's going to get away from Tyler. Runner at third. Thought about coming home. He will stay. That was Szymanski. Came about halfway down the line. Ultimately, Hernandez quickly able to get it back to Flake. And will keep Szymanski at third. That will be the second ball of the at-bat and 2-1 count here. Dutch Fork, the most they've ever scored against Flora is 3. Looking to make that 4 here. If barring Charles gets out of a big jam. That ball's crushed to left center. Going to go back is Evan Smith, and he's going to look up, and it's going to be off the wall. 1 run's going to come in. 2's going to come around. Offing will stop at second. Rollison will stop at third. And Dutch Fork opens up a 5-0 lead here in the 4th. That ball almost got out as well. And Charles now not in a spot he wants to be. We're going to see a pitch.
Looks like Harris, maybe? Harris Rivers?
Yeah, Charles's night will be done. Couldn't record it out in that 4th inning. We're going to see Harris Rivers going to come in, try to limit this damage. Dutch Fork leading at 5-0. We'll be right back. back after that pitching change. Number 11, Harris Rivers. He will come in to relieve Charles now. Charles worked 3 innings, so we will see how many runs are charged to him. Those
Number 4, Tyler Hodges.
Offing on second and Rollinson on third. Both are going to be linked to Flake. We'll see what that happens, but there are no outs here as Harris takes over. Big spot here for Harris. We'll see how that comes into play. His first pitch going to come home, and that's going to be outside, ball 1. Harris coming in a little more from the side than we saw Charles coming in. Not sidearm per se, but definitely a different arm angle. He's behind Hodges, 0-1. Hodges gonna foul that one off. Looked a lot scarier off the bat than it was. It was a weak liner. If he straightened out though, it was getting over the third baseman's head, Snead, and was gonna go far enough. They'll probably score 2. So count even at 1 apiece. We've seen Hodges, he's 1 for 2 tonight. As he tips that back in the glove, strike 2. And Rivers coming in, big spot for him. We have not seen him this tournament yet, but a big spot in relief here for Flora. They're down 5-0, which is the threshold to move on to the championship game tomorrow. 1-2 count here. Hodges got him swinging, strike 3. Off-speed pitch. Confused Rogers and Harris. Big first strikeout here. So, now we see Landon Call.
Number 23, Landon Call.
He'll step into the left-handed batter's box. He is 1 for 2. He popped out to Zach, which, as you said, was a gift back in the third. But he also singled to right field back in the second. Umpire said he did not go around. Ball 1. First base is open. Just want to put that out there. I'm not saying we should walk him or anything, but first base is open, with runners at second and third with 1 out here in the 4th. Dutch Fork has already put 3 across, excuse me. And the bottom of the order is looking to do something here against a very talented pitching lineup for Flora. 1-0, swinging strike 1 for Landon. Looked like a changeup that was in the left-handed batter or the right-handed batter's box, and Landon took a hearty cut in it and missed heavily. So 1's apiece here with 1 out. 4th inning, now showing bunt. That will stay outside. Maybe trying to suicide squeeze it. We did see Zach smartly play even with the runner at third, trusting his speed to beat him in a foot race to the bag at home. But Call takes the bunt away, so he's ahead 2-1. And that ball's going to be lined into right field. Scott's going to make that play in right, but the third base runner, Rollinson, will tag for the 6th run of the game for the Silver Foxes. So, just like that, Dutch Fork leads it 6-0. This is the spot we talked about, you know, Flora in this position. They are now down by 6. The tiebreaker would go to most runs scored, and obviously if Dutch Fork's beating us by 6, it's not looking good for that tiebreaker.
Plus they scored a bunch Monday.
Yeah, they scored 14 against Hammond, so
Yeah.
we were already very behind. We weren't actually too far behind. We were behind by about 3 runs in the run score column in this tournament.
Yeah.
That ball's bouncing for ball 1. But obviously a 6-0 loss here would put us greatly behind the run scored column. We'll see how the rest of the game plays out. Still a lot of baseball left to play. We're only really halfway through this one. Flora's still going to get to come around to bat for 4 more times. As that looked to be a changeup, going to stay high and inside to the 7-hole hitter, Paul Taylor. Paul has a single back in the 2nd inning. and reached on an error in the third. He's the 8th hitter for the Silver Fox to come up as he watches a low strike go by. Obviously a low strike, I might add.
But if it wasn't a strike, it looked low.
Correct. If it wasn't if by the off chance if he called the ball now, it was low. That one is inside, almost clipping Taylor, but able to stay off of him. So it's 3-1. It's 3-1. That was the second out. That sacrifice fly to Charlie. So there's 2 outs and just offing at second. Taylor ahead 3-1. Harris doing a lot of looking at second, but he's going to wind and deal to the plate. The ball's going to be hit on the ground, but foul down the third base line. And the count is now full. 3-2, 2 outs. There is no runner at first, so you should technically not. Offing is not a guarantee to go. Now he may go just to try to put some motion in to this final pitch to Taylor. Now again, depending on his speed, whether you want to really pitch it, throw him or not. It's a ball. Stealing third's not ever easy. But full count, runner not in motion. That ball's going to be muscled to right field, right center. Long run for Charlie. He's not going to get there. That's a long single for Paul Taylor. That'll be the 6th run of the inning for the Silver Foxes. So, Flora down 7-0. That will end Charles Flake's night for his stat sheet. He now has 5 earned runs, 3 innings pitched, gave up 6 hits, and struck out 1.
Coach Hallett coming to talk to Harris. So while he comes and talks to Harris, Harris pitching reminded me that I talked to Puddin's mom today.
You did?
Yeah. They were on the same T-ball team together, Harris and Puddin.
Yeah.
And Harris's dad was the coach, and he gave all of the players nicknames. And the only one that stuck was Puddin.
That's actually awesome.
Yeah, and he is still called Puddin. His mom said even like teachers at Hammond call him Puddin.
That's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
A T-ball nickname that stuck.
That stuck.
You don't hear those too often. The only young nickname I can remember is one of my coaches. We were sitting there in flag football our first year.
Yeah.
And my friends, and we had 2 Jacksons on my team. So one of my good friends like Jackson, what do you want to be called? And he was daydreaming. He was thinking about donuts. So he said donut. They said, all right, you're donut.
Donut.
And that he hated the nickname for probably, we didn't call him for long. We were elementary school kids. That name didn't really stick as much as Puddin did.
Yeah.
But that's a interesting story. I've never.
And it's amazing that it's the dad of the pitcher that's pitching right now. That was,
so yeah.
Gave him the name.
There you go, Harris. See, Harris coming in the pitch. So Harris is quickly up to about 15 pitches. This will be his 15th right here in the first pitch to Cliff Hall. Runner got first, goes, hit and run. That's going to be hit right at Evan Smith. He's going to range over and make the play to end the inning. But Dutch Fork does what they need to do that inning. They plate 5 across. They lead AC Flora 7-0. Tall task for the Falcons. We'll see if they can come back.
Now for the Falcons, number 21, Tyler Hernandez.
So Tyler Hernandez digging in to start the fourth. And now the pressure going to turn over to Dutch Fork. Dutch Fork had to score at least 6 runs in this game and beat Flora by 6 runs, and now they are currently doing so. So now the pressure now turns to Jake Rogers as he deals to these Falcons hitters to start the bottom of the 4th inning. Tyler Hernandez was a strikeout victim looking last at bat. He watched probably that exact same pitch go by for strike 3.
It was the same pitch. A little inside.
Yeah, I'm getting down these umpires' rhythm at home. He's calling the inside pitches, letting the out ones stay balls. See how these Falcons react. Hernandez, that one looked like part of the plate, but as I say, outside. So, counts even at 1 apiece, right?
Apparently it's 2-1. I don't remember the first pitch, though.
Either way, nice play by Samansky, sliding over and making that play for out number 1. Nice play against second baseman Samansky, ranging to his right, sliding and taking away a hit for Tyler Hernandez.
Number 16, Charles Flake.
So again, they don't keep their pitchers in long, and Rogers is at 58. We'll see what happens late in this one. It's now DH Charles Flake. He'll step in. His night on the mound is over, but he still can do some damage at the plate as he watches that curveball go by low for strike 1. So 3, 4, and 5 hitters this inning for your Falcons. But quickly, Flake is behind 0-2. Again, that top of the inning playing dividends for Dutch Fork, plating 5. And that one, though, that one hits Charles. Hit by pitch. He's going to go to first. That's the first hit by pitch or walk of the night for Jake. His command was on point until that curveball that got away from him. So now, 3rd straight inning, we have a base runner here for the Falcons. With Cooper Revels up at the dish, he has one of the 2 hits for your Falcons tonight. He's looking to try to move Flake over at the very minimum, as that fastball around the knees is going to be a strike. You see Cooper kind of step out, reassess a little bit, as Jake has been on point on the mound tonight. Give him credit where it's due. He's finding the zone, or the umpire zone, and connecting. As he finds that off-speed pitch again, this time on the outer portion of the zone for strike 2.
Is it I think about the exact same pitches, first 2 pitches to Charles. Let's see if this one goes into his back.
Hey, you never know. Playing dividend. I'm gonna assume that was outside.
That was outside.
Okay, ball.
And a little low.
Outside, a little low, ball 1. Good eye for Cooper. Again, it's a little harder angle. I thought that hit. And I was like, they didn't call it. And I was like, oh, it's outside. So we're good. 1-2 count here against Cooper. And that ball will bounce in, I guess, and hit Cooper. I didn't see it bounce. The ball, I lost it in front of his knee.
Yeah, no, it hit before the plate.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, so it bounces in, hits Cooper, gets away from the catcher a tone. And just like that, Charles will move into scoring position. So Cooper, now he has a 2-2 count here with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. And he's going to chop that one over to short. Tough play for off. He's to step back and fire, and he'll make it in time. 2nd out of the inning. But we'll see Charles go to 3rd. With now Rince Best, the left fielder, stepping into the right-handed batter's box.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 2, Rince Best.
He is one of those 5 strikeout victims for Jake Rogers tonight. Rogers now has 2 outs to work with, but he's got that runner on 3rd. We've seen him strand some runners tonight. We've seen him strand one at 3rd back in the 2nd inning. We'll see how he fares this time with Charles over at 3rd and dealing to Rince. Now he bounced one in for ball 1. He's going to have to focus only on Rince at home if he wants, and that's going to be chopped over to Offing again. He's easily able to make that and throw a low throw. It's going to get by the first baseman. That's an error on Offing, and that's a run for AC Flora. I want to just say, if you believe karma's a thing, Rollinson was off the diamond when that ball was thrown. I don't know if you saw that. He kind of
No, what happened?
Rollinson was
Is ready to go.
was heading to the dugout.
Oh, jeez.
So I don't technically believe in karma, but or anything, but there it is. Offing is going to be charged with an error in the first run of the game for Flora comes across. We'll see how that affects now Jake Rogers, who technically should be out of this inning. He's dealing to Evan Smith, who watches a low fastball go by for a strike.
Yeah, you never want to count your putouts before they're putted.
No, never want to count.
I don't think that's the actual.
Count the chickens before they hatch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Putouts.
I mean, I like UV baseball fight it. I like it.
Yeah.
That looked like curveball was low. Able to keep in front of him was a tone. So here's the problem that some pitchers deal with, and I'm not sure if Jake is going to be one of these pitchers, but.
Yeah.
Once you get into this spot, your mindset is I should be in the dugout right now.
Yeah.
But now I'm dealing to another player.
Yeah,
So
you got to reset yourself, yeah.
you got to kind of just reset. It kind of looks like that's what Jake's doing right now, kind of just getting his way in. And that's a big run for Flores. Now their deficit is cut to 6. And again, the run differential is what's going to do it. That ball is tipped back into the catcher. It's a dead ball. And now the count will go to 1-2. Evan ended the second inning with a ground out to the third baseman, Rollinson. Rollinson has made a couple great plays over there at third today. One of the more sure gloves. I would have said Offing was as well, but Offing dirted one over to Call in his last one. So 1-2 here. Curveball going to be muscled over the head of the second baseman. Samalski is going to be down. We're going to see Rince going to go from, no, he's going to go, actually, well, that ball way overthrown, but ricochets right back into Rollinson's hands.
Yeah, almost got into the dugout.
Tried to find the dugout. Evan Smith, I said Solomon muscled one last inning. That's another muscling one of just getting that one off the fist and putting that one into right field. So, now 2-strike hit for the Falcons. Gonna put runners at first and second with Charlie Scott, who has one of the 3 hits for the Falcons tonight. So no cover at first. You're gonna see Smith get a big secondary lead off that. And Charlie watches one low for ball 1. Now we're gonna see Call play way far back off the bag. It'll be interesting to watch if he tries to come in and cover and pick off the runner at first. However, if you're Rogers, I just doubt you want to even attempt to throw the ball around any more than you have already in this inning. That ball's low, over to Offing. This time, Offing slips, throwing to second, and he'll make the play. Making up for it, I guess, but Offing's error.
It's a heck of a throw, yeah, for that slip.
Heck of a throw off his knees, but Flora cuts their deficit down to 6. Dutch Fork leading at 7-1 here. Big inning coming up for Flora. And we are back to begin the top of the 5th inning. Harris Rivers will be still on the mound for your Falcons as LJ Solomon will dig in. He muscled a hit. You know, we said it last inning, but he really also muscled a hit in the left field. And he also came around to score. He was the start of that 5-run inning. That ball is going to be shot into left field, however. Rance is going to range over to his right and make the play for out number 1. So, good start to the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out. Solomon flying out to left field, but now Kevin Szymanski. So, we're talking about probably their 2 best players, Rollins and Szymanski. Szymanski, unbeknownst to me until I looked down. I mean, I knew it, but I forgot about it. Has 2 home runs in the tournament. Probably their best player at the plate. He's 4 for 7. But today he's only 1 for 3. He went down looking in the first, ground out to end the second. But he did have a single and came around to score last inning. Dutch Fork, they batted around last inning. And now the whole field has just shifted left for the Falcons. You see Evan, you see Rins playing the line in left, you see Evans playing left center. Carew is playing basically a hybrid behind, little behind the bag, but offset behind second base. Grant's playing back in the gap, and Zach Sneed's playing on the third base line. And Szymanski, he was not ready for that one. I think that was a strike either way, I'm going to be honest. Curveball finding that zone. Beautiful ball from Harris Rivers. Strike 1. The only other person that's on the field, you're seeing kind of Charlie Scott. He's playing left center here. The 1-1 pitch going to be popped over. Hard play to make. That will find some grass. And the shift does not work. Szymanski muscling a bloop double. You don't hear that a lot, but
yeah,
that's what happened.
Although, if they were playing him straight up, I'm not sure anyone. It would have been tough to get to.
I don't think he would have got there. I more think we could have kept him to one bat.
Yeah, it's a 1.
That's kind of what I was thinking. That's kind of what I was thinking. It would have been a bloop single because if we were playing him straight up, I'm assuming Charlie would have more just been in his natural position rather than playing right center.
Yeah.
But he plays playing in right center. It's a long run, and Cooper got a really bad jump on it. Cooper was not ready for that. Either way, Brendan Otone will step in now with a runner on second. Harris Rivers doing basically everything right, getting the pop up, and now that ball just finding the grass. So, 1 out base runner against Harris. They're going to play him. They're going to play Otone. A little offset to the left, but nothing major. That ball's inside ball 1. What do I mean by offset? Evan Smith, a little over to the left. Grant's in that hole. And we're seeing Carew basically playing double play depth, but Grant's not. So they're playing him to pull again. We'll see if Brennan can find some grass again for Dutch Fork. That ball will be grounded to Grant. Tough play on a hop over to first. Got him for the out. No, he dropped it. Revels, Coop, just couldn't glove it. And now runners are at the corners with 1 out here in the 5th. Here comes J.J. Smalls. He'll come in to run for Otone. We've seen that all the 3 times Otone's gotten on base. We've seen J.J. Smalls, courtesy runner at first. So now Matthew Rollinson, the second best hitter in this lineup, comes up. However, he has not recorded the hit tonight. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the first. Reached on an error in the third. And then he got hit by a pitch and came around to score in the 4th. He has 2 of these 7 runs. And now it's a very threatening spot indeed for the Silver Foxes. And Hernandez will come out to talk to Harris. It was a low throw by Grant, I do want to say, but still a ball that Cooper probably should catch. So I'm assuming we're going to see on the first pitch, JJ is going to take off from first. I would doubt we see a throw down from Hernandez behind the plate.
Yeah.
We'll my little prediction, we'll see how it looks. We could get the hit and run here for Rollinson. We'll see if he stays back or if he tries to move that bat. Harris going to dig in, look back at first, and he's going to deal home. JJ does not move, but Rollinson smacks that one to left. Curling foul, and it's going to curl to the left of the pole. That ball, that was about a couple feet over. It was getting out, and that would have blown the roof off of here for Dutch Fork. They have a very good fan base, and they are all out here tonight watching this team. Again, right now they're at the threshold. They need to win by 6 or more runs against your Falcons, and they will go to the championship game against River Bluff. If they cannot do so, it will be AC Flora representing the B side of the bracket. Or I think they're the A side. Now JJ goes, swing and a miss. Strike 2. No throw by Hernandez. Just a pitch off my prediction. But we see JJ swipe second. So I think Rollinson got in his little own head, tried to put that one out as well. This time, swings over a nice placed changeup from Harris Rivers. But runners at second and third now. 1 out here. But Rollinson behind 0-2. Rivers going to come home and deal. Slapped over to third, over the bag, fair ball. That's going to find the corner. 1 run's going to come in. It's a dead ball. Ground rule double. 2 come across for Dutch Fork. And they immediately answer that 1 run that was put across last inning. Snead had a diving attempt at third, but he couldn't save it. And now those are the first 2 runs that Harris is going to give up this game that are credited to him. And Dutch Fork opens up to 9-1 lead. We're going to see Coach Hollett going to come out, talk to Rivers, and I think his day may be done. He motions over. Maybe it was just motioning over to the first baseman. I think he's going to try to assess the situation here. Yeah, I think Harris is going to be done.
Sam?
I cannot tell, unfortunately, right now. He's showing me the side that does not have his number on any portion of the plate.
That's Sam McCutcheon, right?
I don't know faces yet. doing my dadgum best over here. I think that is Sam. I think. Yeah, it's Sam. You'll get the ball down 9-1 here against Dutch Fork as they open their lead is now up to 8. You got the 4-hole hitter Ethan Offing. He's on deck. As Harris Rivers will only go 1 1/3 inning.
All right, we'll be right back.
We're back in, as we kind of said before. We started the inning. New pitcher Sam McCutcheon for the Falcons. I have seen him pitch 1 inning this year and shut it, or I think it was 2, but shut it down on the mound when he got in.
Yeah, pitched really, really well.
Now, much more difficult spot here against a much more talented Dutch Fork team who have opened up a 9-1 lead against the Falcons here tonight. Temperature has dropped here. It's now probably hitting the high 50s. Again, I've got my pullover, so lovely me. First pitch to the 4-hole hitter offing. It's going to be outside, ball 1. Very different pitcher as Sam. Comes a lot more force than Harris Rivers did. Now, again, that runner at third or second will be linked to Harris. So right now he's giving up 2 earned runs, potentially 3, depending on if Rollinson comes around and scores. But he ends his night with a strikeout. Not an awful outing for Harris. You know, got thrown in a really bad situation last inning. And a balk, it looks like.
Huh.
Weird. A balk will move Rollinson to third. Don't see many of those. McCutcheon not sure what he did. So now he'll have to reset and deal with a runner on third now instead of a runner on second with 1 out. He's behind the 4-hole hitter, offing 1-0. Offing seemed to save that last inning for Dutch Fork. This one's going to be skied down the right side and is going to stay in fair territory. It is. Nice play by Cooper. He'll glove that one. That'll be the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Tyler Hodges. He's 1 for 3 on the night with a single, but he struck out last inning. Hernandez coming in to reset again with McCutcheon. Trying to get on the same page. It's a big situation now as Dutch Fork has an 8-run lead. Flora needs to at least tack on 3 to have any sort of shot to be playing in the championship game tomorrow against River Bluff. If not, they will play against, I think it's St. Mary's, right?
St. John's.
St. John's, excuse me. They'll play St. John's tomorrow around 1-ish. So, that ball will be foul for the first pitch as Hodges sees against McCutcheon. So, that runner on third still linked to Harris, so McCutcheon won't be charged in. However, he definitely doesn't want them coming across, as they're behind 9-1. That curve ball looks like it hits the umpire again, second time tonight. Hit him. Luckily, this time he doesn't look as hurt as the first, but McCutcheon ahead now 0-2 with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. McCutcheon will come, set, and deal home.
Oh, yes.
Curveball, strike 3. That sweeping curve looked like it was going to hit Tyler Hodges, but it comes in there and gets him out.
Yeah, that's that
Second strike out
curve
of the
that he was
game.
freezing everyone with that last time we saw him.
It was. So McCutcheon comes there and extinguishes the fire Dutch Fork has, but they plated 2 off a double that was well placed down the left field line. We'll see Flora come to bat in the bottom half of the inning. Coming up. So
Leading
here
off
we
for the
go.
Falcons, number 9, Grant Logan.
The USC commit Grant Loggins. He'll start the bottom half of this 5th inning for AC Flora. He starts it off, and the lineup will turn over after him with Sneed and then Carew to end it off. AC Flora needs at least 3 in this last 3 innings for them to come up to hit to try to move on to the championship game. And we were talking about during the break, if that happened, it'd be the 2nd time Dutch Fork beat us, but would unfortunately lose this game. That ball inside against Grant. He's quickly ahead 2-0. But a lot of time for AC Flora to do some damage in this one. They're down 9-1, but they still got 3 more chances to make that less, barring a couple more runs from Dutch Fork. That's the first strike Jake Rogers finds, and he's up to around 78 pitches here in this one. Grant fouls that one right back at us. But he's up to around 78 pitches, which is interesting because, again, we haven't seen really many of these Dutch Fork pitchers go the distance. They pitched 4 pitches yesterday playing Hammond, maybe trying to keep Jake for this one, which he's showed out in this one. 5 strikeouts, only allowing 3 hits. Grant's going to slowly chop that one over to first, and Call will step on the bag for the first out of the inning. So here we go. Zach Sneed, the leadoff hitter. He was able to draw a walk in his last at-bat.
Zach Sneed.
But he flew out back in the first. He's 0 for 1 in the evening. As Run This Town plays in the background. Zach looking to try to provide a base runner here in the 5th for the Falcons. That ball is not going to find any part of that zone. Ball 1, it's an outside pitch. They've been much more lenient on the outside pitch tonight. 1-0. Inside, they called a lot more of the inside pitches, but that one way too inside as Zach Sneed jumps out of the way. And it's 2-0 the count. A lot of chirping from the Dutch Fork dugout, but that one misses again, and Jake is behind 3-0. He's up to 82 pitches now, about to throw his 83rd to Sneed. And a 4-pitch walk. Zach Sneed takes that one inside and will go to first. So, here we go.
Number 19, Carew Bates.
There's no way I do it better than him, but Carew Bates will step into the right-handed batter's box, trying to bring some life. He, unfortunately for him, ended the 3rd inning. There's a threat there with 2 outs, but grounded over to Rollinson at 3rd, who stepped on the bag and threw it across the diamond for double play, and Carew tried to put that one into the left field forestry, however, unable to connect.
Yeah, you're not going to see Carew ground into mini double plays.
No, he's not. I don't think I think it's the first one I've ever seen him ground into, and it's just unfortunate timing. It just happened to go right to Rollinson. He's behind 0-1 as Rogers throws back, and Sneed. He's fast over there, but quickly able to scamper back to first. He provides speed to the base pass. We may see him take off here, try to steal one, but Carew's going to take that change up on the outside portion of the zone for strike number 2. He's behind 0-2 with Tyler Hernandez on deck here for the Falcons. But got to go through Carew, who will watch that one low and away. Ball 1. Again, Sneed on first, quick indeed. Middle infield playing double play depth. And that curveball will not find outside portion of that zone. And it'll even the count at 2s apiece with 1 out here. Dutch Fork is up 9-1 again. And they only need to win by 6 to clinch that spot in the championship games. Can't say it enough. It's so important. Looking to try to minimize this Falcon fire. And Carew jumps on a curveball, but that will go way, way foul. He was ahead on it. He saw that curveball well out of the hand of Rogers. Unfortunately, that ball was a little too inside for him to drive to any sort of fair territory. So, count stays at 2-2. Again, that Dutch Fork dugout being heard. And that ball will bounce in the catcher. Otone, he's going to have to find that one under himself. The ball died in the dirt. And now the count's full, 3-2, 1 out here against Carew. He's able to bring it full after being behind 0-2. So the Falcon hitters driving up Rogers' pitch count to over 90. Hard to imagine he's going to go much farther than this inning. And now, ball's going to stay outside. Back-to-back walks for the Falcons, and a runner on second and first here with only 1 out. And here we go.
Number 21, Tyler Hernandez.
Yeah, they kind of jumped up the pitch count after falling behind up in,
they did?
in the stadium.
Okay.
They're 1 behind now.
Oh, they're 1 behind. Okay, so they're only
So he's
91.
At 91 is
Okay.
where he is.
91. The Dutch Fork head coach came over there and just signaled to his players, guess for some infield practice. Or not some infield practice, some just kind of defensive situations. Now Rogers is kind of a little upset. He's walked the last 2 batters, both on. Well, Sneed was quickly, but Carew was really able to kind of get in his head and drive hit count up. And now Jake Rogers. Well, that may be it
Comes the
for him,
coach.
actually. You know, he got 1 pitch and Otone immediately came out to talk to him. I'm not sure if they're going to take him out.
All right,
Here goes our chicken dance.
break.
Chicken dance over. We're back. So, after throwing that first pitch ball to Tyler Hernandez, Dutch Fork had a mound visit with Coach Waiters. Waits, excuse me. Quick talk to Rogers, and he'll bounce that second ball in again. He's behind 2-0. So, Hernandez, he has not found any luck against Rogers tonight. He's 0-2. But he's got a big spot here in the bottom half of this 5th inning. One of mind games at second. Pitch was going to find the inside part of that zone, strike 1. Hernandez backed out, but the umpire said nope, that was in the zone. Count is now going to be brought to 2-1. And there is speed on the base pass. Carew is on first, and Zach is on second. Falcons have speed, and that ball's going to get away from Otone. That's going to allow both runners to move up 90 feet. And Jake Rogers, this is the first time we've really seen him kind of waver. He had phenomenal command. He only has 1 hit by pitch and a curveball that got away from him. But those were the first 2 walks of the game that he's given up with Zach and Carew. So we're seeing his command kind of just being lost a little bit. Or no, excuse me, that was a 3rd walk of the game. But those are his second and 3rd walk of the game. Yeah, 3 walks.
3 walks, 5 strikeouts.
Yeah, there we go. And that ball's high and inside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks for the Falcons.
That's got to be it, right?
It has to be, yeah. We were talking during the quick chicken dance timeout. My prediction was we'll see how he does against Tyler, and then let's reassess. It looks like Jake's night is over. He's unfortunately not happy about it. He had a phenomenal outing. And we'll be back after the pitching change. New pitcher here for the Silver Foxes.
All right, lots of movement, huh?
Yeah, lots of movement, so I don't have it all down, but so we're going to see Peyton Friend. He's going to come in the game to center for Silver Foxes. I'll push Solomon to right field, and I'm assuming Hull is going to go to left, and I'll bring in Paul Taylor to pitch. And we figured out.
And we did confirm that Paul is Will Taylor's younger brother.
We did, and we also learned he's a Citadel commit. Don't worry, not to pitch, just for the field. But no slouch on the mound either, as of course Will gave us nightmares years ago. Either way, tough inning now. They're in a lot of trouble here in Dutch Fork after walking all 3 batters on base, and now dealing with Charles Flake, who just misses that curveball and push it into the foul territory. So Peyton Friend, second appearance of the tournament. He played yesterday against Dreer and went 0 for 2. Now obviously he's not at the plate, but he has fresh legs. He's not just coming into this tournament cold. Charles going to call time here after Paul Taylor taking his time. Jake Rogers, he's went 4 1/3 inning, but all 3 runners are linked to him on the base pass. We'll have to see what his final line is. Right now, though, Paul Taylor dealing to Charles, and that ball, fastball, low and away. So Paul Taylor, he comes in from left field, the 7-hole hitter for the Silver Foxes. But got to try to work on the mound. That ball bounces in. Runners will hold up. They could not move up after Atone was quickly able to get that. Looked to be a little cold feet there from Zach, not wanting to make that second out at the plate. But that ball got away from Atone and will even the count at 2s.
Yeah, it's weird. The ball went straight back, and if it doesn't ride up like it did on
Correct,
the fence, bounce straight back to the catcher.
Yeah, we had that problem at our place too. It's always a weird balance, and so I don't blame Zach for not going. If you read it, that ball's going to bounce up. That ball again gets away from Otone. This time he's able to crowd a little quicker than the last. That time Zach actually does need to stay at third. But the count's full again. Full count against the Falcon hitters. They've been able to stay disciplined at the plate, not swinging at any bad pitches. Now I say that, here we go. But Charles Flake at the plate looking for damage, looking to try to cut into this Silver Fox lead. That's grown to 9-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Here we go, full count pitch. Taylor comes home and bounces the ball in. 4th straight walk for the Falcons. That'll bring home Zach on third. Everyone moves up, and the Falcons put one more across and cut that lead down to 7.
Now batting number 5, Cooper Rebel.
So that is the first earned run of the night for Jake Rogers, believe it or not. That first one that came across back only an inning ago was off an error from Offing. So we'll do it again, now with Cooper Revels. Bases loaded, 1 out. Slowly rolled over to Samalski. Puts over to second for 1, but Cooper will easily scamper to first. Oh, and now he's got caught in a run down between third and home. Tough play to make, and he will get tagged out. Not ideal base running there.
To get one across, though.
Yeah, we got one. One does come across, and that run was Carew, and that's how the inning ends. I looked down at my score sheet for 1 second. Get caught in a pickle between third and home. Flora cuts that lead back down to 6. It's right where that threshold. Championship game on the line. Dutch Fork leading it 9-3. All right, here we go. Top of the 6th inning. 6, 7, and 8
Leading
hitters
off the
due
Dutch
up
Fort, number
for the
23,
Silver
Landon
Foxes.
Hall.
They lead it 9-3 here, and they need to win by 6 or more to go to that championship game. So important, so necessary. But Flora responds with 2 of their own in the bottom half of the 5th to kind of pull back to 6. However, it was Lincoln McCardle in pitch running for Tyler Hernandez. Caught off that third base bag. I'm not sure what he was doing. There was no really reason to go, even attempt to go home there. It had to have been a really bad throw from Offing to even attempt. So McCutcheon, hard hit ball to center. Evan Smith ranging back, and that one's off the top again. Second time we've seen one off the top. This time it's from Landon Hall, who will stand in the second with a double. So after a walk fest in the bottom half of the 5th,
Up next,
Call
number 6,
gets it
Paul
going
Taylor.
in the 6th with a leadoff double for the Silver Foxes. And now the Citadel commit, Paul Taylor. He's stepping up. He's 2 for 3 tonight, but he's reached base all 3 times. He's been stranded all 3 times, so has not been able to cross. He now digs in against Sam McCutcheon. Harris Rivers ends his night with 1 1/3 innings, 2 earned runs, 2 hits, and 2 strikeouts. But McCutcheon, it's now his game to try to finish this one out. Bunt attempt from Paul. That one's going to catch the zone, strike 1. Not really sure why Paul pulled he pulled the bunt back.
It may have just been a take.
May have been a take, maybe just trying to get in his head. A lot more, see that a lot more at the high school level than I guess the major leagues, but still. Felt like you could have done some really big small ball. I'm not sure if, it's always weird for high school. I'm not sure if anyone really knows what the situation is right now. Obviously, we know on the broadcast that 6-run game matters a lot, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure if anyone on the field knows how much it actually matters. That fastball's going to be low, ball 1. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if anyone really knows the situation from either side. Obviously, we won't hear or know until after the game, but I'd honestly rather not tell our boys.
Yeah,
just
you
to
almost just want to let them know, every run counts.
Exactly.
And just kind of leave it at that.
Gotta be like, hey, this game's still important. Let's not let's not just give up, but
Yeah.
there's some stakes still here to play. But yeah, so another sweeping curveball. McCutcheon has a beautiful arc in that. That runner call at second, giving Sampson headaches. And you'll see it right there. He throws it low in the dirt. Ball 2, even in the count. Silver Foxes have hit our own Falcons 9-3 tonight. You don't see the Falcons give up a lot of runs many times this season, but this is one of them where you've seen them give up. And give Dutch Fork credit, they've hit the ball well. That curve ball, going to find the dirt. Hernandez has a play at third, but he's not going to try to make it. Call will swipe third off the wild pitch. So now that important run is now 90 feet away for Dutch Fork. And the count is full to Paul Taylor. On deck is Cliff Hall, who is 0 for 2 tonight. So maybe you want to try to deal to Paul, who's going to curve it. It's going to go carrying in right. Charlie Scott's going to range over, make that play. Runner at third will tag, and Call will come in without a throw. So the sacrifice fly is going to come play dividends. And Dutch Fork is going to extend their lead to 10-3. And just like you hear them do every time, their little celebration for every run. He comes in and kind of gets the dugout, I guess, hype a little bit. Either way, Cliff Hall, the right fielder, is going to set to dig in. So we're resetting. 1 out here, no one on base. Sam McCutcheon set to work out of the windup. We've seen him work out of the stretch a lot of this evening. Now he gets to kind of wind up and deal, and he finds the upper part of that strike zone for strike 1. That was around the letters. Umpire gave us the call. Hasn't happened a lot tonight. So count is 0-1. Sweeping curveball finding the zone, strike 2. These Dutch Fork hitters almost don't know how to react when they see that curveball.
I love a curve like that. It's just amazing.
I love how your instant reaction to see a curve is just to laugh.
I just laugh.
You do it every time. You do it every time with Grant. It's just It's one of my friends has their instant reaction to like something scary is to laugh. Yours is when you see a curveball. Yours like how do you?
Yeah. It's too much for me.
0-2 pitch outside ball. Ball 1 here. So 1 and 2, 1 out here. Dutch Fork is leading our Falcons 10-3 in the top of the 6th. And that curveball finds the zone again, strike 3. And if you go away from the phone for a little bit, or computer, whatever you're watching it on, and you don't hear anything, and you hear Greg laugh, you know it's a curveball for a strike.
For 18, LJ Solomon.
Just so you're aware. But Sam with a strikeout, second on the day it looks like. And now LJ Solomon, a 9-hole hitter, set to step in. Watches that fastball just miss off the outer portion of the plate for strike number 1. Solomon tonight, the one time he reached base, he came around, he muscled a single back in the 4th. This time he slaps it over to Grant. Off the backhand, Loggins, hard throw to make. That will pull Cooper off the bag. And Solomon will reach. Now, to be fair, it looked like he was going to reach anyway.
Yeah, I don't think that's an error.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not marking it down as one myself. Maybe on the scoreboard they
Now
did,
batting
but
for the Silver Foxes,
it looked like
9, Kevin Samansky.
Solomon was speedy over there. I did not think he was going to get thrown out by that. It's unfortunate, just placement of the ball. Grant made a strong throw, but unable to get him. So now, 2-out base runner here, and McCutcheon will go back to working out of the stretch against Samansky, who has been their hottest hitter of the tournament and probably of the night. He has a double and a single this game. He also did strike out and ground out, but the last 2 innings he has hit. Now they've been against different pitchers each time, so we'll see how that affects him. As the 3rd pitcher in 3 plate appearances, that ball grounded to Sneed, gloves it up, rainbows it over to first, and Cooper able to stay on the bag for the 3rd out. So not the cleanest inning for the Falcons, but they limit the damage to 1. They trail 10-3. We're going to head to the bottom of the 6th inning, where again, runs are important here.
Rinse this.
All right, welcome back to Falcon Field here. AC Flora trailing this one 3-10. But still some work to be done. They need to play 2 across to try to advance to that championship game against River Bluff tomorrow. You know, it doesn't seem like a victory right now, but tomorrow could bring different. Paul Taylor wanting to work quick against Rince. Umpire quickly waves him off and says, no, take your time. We have all night, even though you've been here for 2.5 hours now. So, first pitch to begin the 6th inning. High outside, ball 1. Here comes Rince Best. He reached on an error. The last at-bat inadvertently scored a run, technically. That was against Jake Rogers. He now faces Paul Taylor, and looks like it almost hit him, but either way, umpire calls it a strike. Paul Taylor has found the zone and evened the count at 1 apiece. 1-1. Catching the zone again. Looked to be around knee high there near the one side.
I scored that a ball and switched that up. 1-2 count.
I can see that's a little better than I can see the other side. But Taylor is working that inside portion of the slate. Rince does his best to foul one off and scare a fan for a second, but there's a net there. They won't get hit unless the ball goes through the net, then unfortunate. So, 1-2 now against Rince. The catching part of the dirt as Paul's hat falls off. He'll quickly put that one back in. And he'll get ready for the 2-2 pitch now against Rince. Again, Dutch Fork at dugout, letting themselves be heard by everyone around here as Rince smokes that one to left. Left fielder takes a step in and will make the play as Hall. I think that's Hall, excuse me. But yeah, that is Cliff Hall on left. Game changer doesn't have it right, but yeah. Looked to be a line. It confused Hall for a second. However, he was able to quickly go back and make that play for the first out of the inning. It's now the center fielder, Evan Smith. He has one of the 3 Flora hits tonight with a single back in the 7th. Not the 7th, the 4th. Evan Smith is the 7th hitter in the lineup. So Paul quickly making himself accustomed to these Flora hitters. He's now catching up 1-1.
Game Changer has a friend in left field?
Yeah, it's Paul. His number's 8.
Paul Friend? Okay.
Yeah, it was Friends in center. I don't know why they haven't changed it, because they have Solomon in center, and Solomon is in right. Because he's a smaller African-American kid, and that center fielder is not a smaller African-American kid.
No, he's not.
So Solomon's in right, Solomon right, Friend in center, and Hall in left. And just like that, Paul is behind 3-1, where we were talking about how Game Changer messes up the outfield. Everything else seems right, though. Paul is looking to try to shut this door on this Flora lineup here tonight. They're down to their last 5 outs in this one. And that curveball, no strike. Evan was not happy.
I mean, the ump took his time on that.
He did. And see the crowd's a little divided on this part. Half Dutch Fork having a good showing out here tonight. But the Flora side of this crowd not happy. Full count pitch. Out to center field. Friend gonna go back, look up. And it will be off the wall, it looks like. It looks like it went straight down. And Evan Smith is gonna stand in with a double. I'd lost track of that ball, to be honest. I'm not sure even.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna go that far. It just kept carrying.
I thought that was gonna fall in the gap, like the little bloop single, and then just kept going and going and going and going. And Evan Smith has a double. And here we go. There's life for Flora in the 6th.
12, Roper Winsky.
Ooh, Roper Winsky in for the first time. Wait. Yeah.
I don't even have his number on my score sheet.
He's one of a couple of freshman call-ups.
Gotcha. So freshman get some action here as Flora trailing by 7. Again, important runs. I'm not exactly sure who knows the situation on the field, if anyone at all. But he's going to watch that first pitch go by for a ball. He replaces Charlie Scott in right. Well, again, no idea if that's a change or if it's anything else. Either way, 1-0 count. And Taylor does not find the zone. And it's 2-0. What's his last name again? Rowinski?
Winsky.
Winsky. Okay.
Yeah, Wenttsky.
Cool. Winsky.
He was
Roper Winsky?
Yeah.
Roper Winsky. Okay. Trying to figure out how much went out with one name. That changeup's going to find the zone for Paul Taylor. Strike number 1.
Quarterback on the freshman football team.
So you think we'll see him move up next year?
Well, he ended up playing a handful of games for JV as well, and then was called up to the playoff roster for varsity.
Interesting. We'll see how. That's a fall discussion we're gonna have. Right now, Paul Taylor is finding the zone again, evening the count at 2-2. But Wensky, biggest at bat in his Flora career, one would have to assume. He's a freshman who is quickly making his name known at Flora, it seems. But he's now at a 2-2 battle with the Citadel commit, Paul Taylor. And watches that pitch low, strike 3. Fastball on the lower portion of the zone. Got him looking. Second out of the inning. Now, that will not be Grant Loggins in there. That will be Jack Mosley.
No, it's
Lincoln
not.
McCardle. Or no, Palmer Hamilton? What? Hold up. I have McCardle as 26 on my screen.
Nah, it's 24. Sparky Harrington.
I saw the number wrong. There we go.
I mean, you
Sparky.
can call him Carter if you want, but
You call him Sparky?
yeah.
I mean, we've been through this actually. I don't know why I saw a 6.
I didn't even know his name was Carter until like this year.
Oh well, Carter Harrington will now step in.
Yeah, so Sparky's like the I've made the claim that he's the all-time leading hitter for PBL. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like the first game I think I did baseball with you, and you were telling me all about Sparky. So, yeah, they're gonna let Grant's night be over tonight. It seems at the plate at least. I'm assuming he'll probably go back in there at short. But so, and he's the now new 9-hole hitter for the Falcons, and line up a turnover with Zach Sneed. Big run at second though, as it's a 7-run deficit. And this little commit cannot find the strike zone. He's behind Sparky 1 and 2. As Paul is looking to close this game out for Dutch Fork here tonight. As he's looking to also complete his first full inning of work here against the Falcons. Again, this Dutch Fork dugout is letting themselves be heard, as that ball's going to miss low for ball 3. Now the Dutch Fork fans not exactly happy with the strike zone. Strike zone has been getting a little slimmer, even though that strikeout on Wensky looked a little low. Either way, 3-1 here. Coming home. Outside, ball 4, and that's a 2-out walk for Sparky. So here we go. Zach Sneed.
Up next for the Falcons, number 15, Zach Sneed.
Step up, and that championship run is over at first in the form of Sparky Harrington. So Paul gives up a 2-out walk. We'll see how that comes to play out. Winds up and deals home to Sneed, and that inside strike continues to be called strike number 1. Zach has drawn 2 walks this game, bringing his total up on the tournament to a whopping 6 strikeouts over 3 games. He's averaging 2, or 6 walks over 3 games. He's averaging 2. And they're going to try to steal. What? Oh, did he dodge it? And he got the tag down on Evan. I'm not sure what the plan was there. But Atone able to throw him out quickly. And that'll end the Flora threat in the 6th. We'll head to the 7th. Flora down 10-3. here in the top of the 7th now.
Yeah.
Last chance for Dutch for an attack on any runs they want. They've scored in the last 4 innings, bringing their total to 10. So here we go. 2-hole hitter Brennan Otone digging in for the 5th time tonight, this time against Sam McCutcheon, who starts him off with a first pitch strike.
Yeah. Hey, Alex. So I have it on good authority that was Charlie batting.
It was Charlie batting.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I don't know why they said Roper's name.
Interesting. Maybe, yeah, so it was Charlie batting.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So Charlie. I mean, according to his dad.
Oh.
He wears number 12 when they're in pinstripes.
Gotcha. That explains a lot then. That explains because okay, so here's my fun fact.
Yeah.
So I remember when this happened because I remember being really confused when they're going through our lineups.
Uh-huh.
And because what I do is I write the numbers really quickly when they say the
'cause some
lineups.
of the numbers,
And they
yeah.
said 12. And I said, I don't have a 12 on my score sheet. And I
Yeah.
looked on the game sheet and I was like, oh, it's Charlie. Rip through the left side of the infield. And I'll be a single for a tone. But so I'm sitting there and I'm like, there's no 18 on my roster sheet. I'm like, what 18 do we have? And so I'm like, oh, guess it just must have been 12.
Yeah.
Or 18, it would have been Charlie. And so yeah, there's your. There we go. Yeah.
All
It
right.
was,
Silver Foxes.
Or clear.
Number 24, Matthew Wallace.
I feel better. But it is nice that we gave Roper credit for
there you go,
a
Roper.
strikeout.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I had to undo that credit on my score sheet. But either way, Rollinson's going to dig in now after a leadoff single here for the Silver Foxes. And now Rollinson's going to dig in. He's gotten on base every single plate appearance. And that curveball is going to be low, ball 1. So yeah, Charlie struck out looking, unfortunately. And here comes the pulling. My favorite part of the night. Where we say we're going to shift over to the right because maybe we didn't learn from the last time. Now,
It
again,
was like that. Yeah,
that was a
down
joke.
the
Obviously,
right line.
obviously a joke. Yeah, there's hypothetically it doesn't happen again as we throw down to first, but JJ Smalls, the courtesy runner for Otone, gets back in safely. Me quickly talking because JJ has been in every type of Otone game, so I feel like if you haven't heard me say it, you're just tired of hearing my voice. There you go. Either way, McCutcheon is behind Rollinson, 2-0 here. Inside pitch, usually been called all night.
Yeah,
However,
that should have been a strike. I mean, Tyler was lined up outside, and so he's reaching back, but he was reaching back over the plate.
yeah, it's so 3-0. McCutcheon's gonna have to deal to one of their best pitchers, but he finds the zone there. Again, this whole field is shifted over to the left. So any ball hit to the right side of the infield is probably gonna put JJ on third, at the very least. But never know. So McCutcheon's still gotta get through Rollinson. 3-1 here. Outside, no, not outside. Rollinson's about to throw that bat away. Forced to keep it in his hand there, and that'll fill the count up. I feel like McCutcheon works better out of the stretch anyway. I don't know why. That was a random thought, but he's been working out of the stretch most of the night. I feel like he works better out of the stretch.
Yeah.
Full count pitch here. That one will be low, and Rollinson quickly throwing the bat away that time. That is a
Up next,
walk.
number 17, Ethan
We'll move
Offit.
Smalls over to second. So Offing has a chance to do some big damage here to the Falcons in the 7th. Right now, they're only down by 6, so it would take 2 to come across and reach the championship game for them tomorrow. However, Offing could put a really big wrench in those plans right here with a big hit. He has nobody out and a runner on second who is quick. McCutcheon will deal low and away, ball 1. The only note of fielding is both corner outfielders are shifting to the left. Rins is more playing that left field line, and Charlie is in right center there. But infield mostly playing him a little more straight up. That sweeping curveball finding the zone. You didn't laugh that time. You did better. You're in awe?
Yeah, I was actually like kind of waiting for that.
Wait.
I was like,
It's gonna be the breaking ball.
Yeah, that breaking ball is coming. A lot of motion there. Unfortunately, not the quickest thing in the world. So some of these better hitters on Dutch Fork may be able to time it if they see it multiple times. Good glove there from Hernandez, keeping that in front of him. Brings the count to 2-1. So here we go, 2-1 count on Ethan Offing, the shortstop for the Silver Foxes. McCutcheon dealing home. Offing will foul that one off and will push the count even. You know, it's not been Flora's night, but there's a real chance to end this game on a high note and try to get out of a jam and just maybe play two across in the
get a
bottom half
couple.
of the inning. Still a lot to play for here in the 7th, even though they're down 7. That pitch low and not called. That's going to fill the count up again. This time, it's McCutcheon not getting the call rather than Rollinson. There we are. Full count, no outs. Looking home. Offing's out, line that one up the middle, base hit. JJ got a late jump, but he's going to be waved on home. No, he's going to be stopped.
Yeah, he took a step back towards second base
Yeah.
after the hit.
Yeah, it was a bad read on the hit as Offing roped that one in the center, but
Now
it
batting
looked like the third base coach was
number
waving him home.
4, Tyler Hodges.
But JJ opting to stay there after it looked like Evan wasn't in a hurry to get that ball in. However, that will load the bases against Tyler Hodges, the DH. Now, he is 1 for 4 on the evening, but still has a single in the third. Dangerous hitter that could do some big damage here to the Falcons tournament championship hopes. However, that sweeping curveball is just gorgeous to watch
that's
every
nice.
single time. Sweeping in there for a strike. I'm assuming this will be the last pitching that McCutcheon, it's going to be his game till the end.
Yeah.
I doubt we'll make a pitching change this late in the game, so expect to see McCutcheon on the mound to end it. That ball's going to go foul down the right field side. And Hodges is down 0-2 here. Just like we've seen all night, the only shift Flora will do with the bases loaded is bring the first baseman, Cooper Revels, into the edge of the dirt. Any ball he'll get will most likely come home, where Flora will take it out anywhere else they can get it, if it's hit anywhere else. And another curveball, strike 3 looking. Hodges for the 3rd straight time goes down, for the 2nd time goes down looking. First out, and a big first out there for your
Now batting
Falcons.
number
However,
23,
Landon Call had a massive double back an inning ago that led that inning off. He came around and scored that 10th run of the game. That was off McCutcheon, so we'll see what he does here. However, he takes a curveball low for ball 1. Call again. We saw Hodges able to maybe do a dagger. Now we can maybe see Call put just a thorn into Flora's title hopes. Tyler Hernandez quickly popping up and calling time here. Looks like he's fixing maybe his glove. I'm not sure what happened there. Anyway, quick return to action. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Flora trailing 10-3 to Dutch Fork. Ball is going to be skied to right field. Charlie looks to be under it. He's going to come in and try to make that strong throw home. That throw is going to come home but will not reach. As J.J. Smalls comes home with the 11th Dutch Fork run of the evening. So, that was a second out of the inning, though, for McCutcheon. We see
batting number 6,
Rollinson
Paul Taylor.
and Offing both stay at first and second, respectively. So, third base is opened. for Paul Taylor, who has taken over the pitching duties for the Silver Foxes. Back to normal depth go the Falcons as McCutcheon sweeps that curveball in there for a strike. Taylor is 2 for 3 tonight. He had a sacrifice fly back an inning ago to bring home call, but he has his 2 singles in the second and the fourth this evening. That one, though, swinging through a changeup. And he's now quickly behind 0-2 to McCutcheon. So 0-2. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. McCutcheon looking to shut the door on this fire. Ball's going to get away. Hernandez may have a play, but ultimately does not throw down. And Rawlinson with a phenomenal jump goes to third off the wild pitch. That ball did not go far away from Hernandez, but it was far enough to allow Rawlinson to read it quickly and scamper over to third. Count now 1-2 here against the Citadel commit. Coming home. Outside. That outside pitch has not been given any leeway. It shows there tonight. Count at 2 apiece. Twos are the count. Coming home. That's going to be lifted into center. Coming in is going to be Evan Smith. But it'll actually be Carew Bates going all the way out. Looking at Evan because he lost his hat. But unbeknownst to me, Carew goes out there and just drifts out. Makes that play in shallow center. Dutch Fork puts another run across the board. They lead by 8 runs. AC Flora needs 3 in the bottom of the 7th to try to get to this title game tomorrow. We'll be back. One more half and to try to make something happen here. Falcons need 3 here to try to get to that title game tomorrow. And perfect time to do it. Top of the lineup's up after being behind in the count with 2 strikes on him. Evan Smith got caught stealing third. So Zach Sneed gets another crack, but new pitcher here for the Silver Foxes. That's the first baseman, Landon Call, on the mound. And we see Boone Miller for the Silver Foxes, the lone sophomore on this squad, take over the first base mantle, and the original outfield of Taylor in left, Solomon in center, and Hall in right is back to form. However, Call, as I'm going over the order, or the outfield position for the Silver Foxes, has fallen behind Sneed 3-0. Winding and dealing home and catching the dirt for ball 4. 4 pitches, 1 walk. Not the start Call wanted.
Up next for the Falcons, number 19,
But
Carew Bates.
the start the Falcons needed in this inning. Carew Bates will come up to the dish. Just for kind of reference of how this night has gone, the Silver Foxes have hit around on their 5th time. We are currently starting our 4th time going around. But that's the 5th straight ball for Call. And you see Carew is 0 for 2 with a walk last inning. He came around and scored 1 of the 3 runs for your Falcons. That ball is going to be outside again. 6 straight here for Call. He's unable to find the zone here, and Carew is ahead 2-0. I don't know if you heard that on stream. Fan said, there it is. That is indeed correct. That was right down Broadway. Call needed a strike and finally got one. That time, going to be muscled over to right field, and it's going to drop in front of Hall for a base hit. That's Carew's first hit of the evening. And that's the first hit Call is going to allow. And quickly, there are 2 runners on.
Up next for the Falcons, number 21, Tyler Hernandez.
Well, yeah, after a little brief pause from the PA announcer, Tyler's going to dig in for his 4th time this evening. And he is that 3rd run the Falcons need. Those first 2 are on the base pass. 3rd one will be at the plate, as Atone does a phenomenal job of keeping that ball in front of him. And quickly, Coach Waits for the Dutch Fork Silver Foxes is going to come out and talk to his pitcher, who has been erratic at best, only throwing 2 strikes out of his 9 pitches so far in his outing. And he's done. They're pulling him early. You know, we talked about.
Yeah, whether the teams know.
I think they know.
Dutch Fork coach knows.
Dutch Fork definitely knows. He is Call after that was a rough outing for him. You know, I usually don't see people get pulled that quickly, but Call, they gave him no time to settle in. And it looks like there's some switch Call with Boone Miller. And Boone, in his lone appearance of the tournament, he came in yesterday, pitched 2/3 innings in a strikeout.
New pitcher for Dutch Fork.
He's
27,
big
Boone
dude.
Miller.
Yeah, he's stands at a whopping. Actually, they don't have height on here.
You don't have height? Oh,
They don't have height on here. No.
He's got to be 6'5", 6'6".
You see, Flora has height on my cheat sheet. Dutch Fork does not give height. Florida does a much better job making their stats at their stat sheets. As I will say, I can only find Dutch Fork's stat sheet on Max Preps and had to basically dig and unturn every stone. Florida's is kind of like nice and neat, but I guess they're not playing music here as Boone Miller is gonna warm up. So Call doesn't even record an out. Guess it wasn't his night or something. We said they pitch around, Dutch Fork does, and this is their 4th pitcher of the evening.
Yeah.
I didn't think we were gonna get
Not exactly the pacing that we expected.
no, it wasn't exactly what we thought, but hey, it's one way to do it. So after a quick brief warm-up, looks like Boone will take one more pitch. No, he's going to be forced to get going. So Carew will take back at first, and Zach's going to take second as Tyler Hernandez is going to come back up to the plate. We're going to see Miller inherit a 1-0 count against the Falcons catcher. And just like that, Silver Fox dugout is back. Or maybe that's ours? Can't tell. I think that is.
That's our bench.
I think that is ours. Trying for some little head games now for the sophomore pitcher. However, he comes in and fires for a strike. He already has half the strikes that Call was able to muster up in his, what was it, 9, 10 pitches, 11 pitches
Yeah.
he was able to put out? Yeah. He steps off here. Boone is, I'm not sure what happened to him, you know. Looked to be fine and then just stepped off out of nowhere. Maybe couldn't agree with the tone on the pitch to throw. Boone dealing and can't find the strike zone. Inside call, it's been given all night. And it was not found again. Dutch Fork fans ain't happy with that one. But Hernandez will move ahead 2-1. This time he finds the dirt for 3-1. Hernandez ahead. So I'm assuming if Dutch Fork knows, we also know the situation now at this point of what's at stake. Which is why our dugout's probably getting as rowdy as it is. And there's a strike. Fastball, inner portion of the plate. So, full count here. Boone needing a big 3 outs to try to advance to this championship game against River Bluff tomorrow. Flora trying to backdoor it for the second year in a row. Oh. And strike 3 called. Hernandez not happy with that one. He goes down looking, and Boone gets a big first out of the inning. How far inside was that? I wasn't able to tell.
I mean, it was more inside than the ball that he called inside, like earlier in the count.
Yeah, it looked like, I mean, Tyler wasn't happy about the call. Again, I have a really bad angle on this end, so I really can't see. All I have to kind of go off of is the player reaction. It looked like Tyler was jumping out of the way a little bit now. We'll see what happens there. So Charles Flake, he'll step in tonight, try to make up for the lack of runs Flora has been able to muster so far. He is 0 for 1 with his lone out being a strikeout in the second. He has been hit by a pitch and has walked tonight. Boone, though, bounces that one in as well. Good job of Motone to keep that in front of him. That ball was spiked into the dirt. I guess Boone's kind of reassessing, looking down at his hand, trying to figure out how that ball stuck. Maybe wasn't enough pine tar on it, or what was the spider tack? Was that it?
Spider tack.
It was too much. Maybe it was just too much spider tack.
Yeah.
Obviously joking, but one's here against Flake now after the spike into the dirt. That time, he fastball over the outer portion of the plate, strike 2. Charles looking for his first hit of the night. It's going to have to be a hard one because Boone looks locked in here. Reaching out. That's going to be trouble, though. On to second for 1. Over to first. Beating that out at first is Charles. Hate to break it to anyone who cared in the audience. He easily got there.
Yeah, he did.
So,
Now batting number
that
5,
is the
Cooper
second out
Rebel.
of the inning, though. And Carew will go off the base pass and be replaced by Charles at first. So, Falcons' last hope of the evening, Cooper Revels. Now, Cooper has a single this game, and he grounded into a fielder's choice to end the 5th. But He also grounded out in the fourth. 1 for 3 on the evening. Looking big opportunity here as the tomahawk chop is being played in a high inside pitch for ball 1. I guess it's a Braves tomahawk chop, not a Florida State tomahawk chop.
Yeah. No, we won't do that.
My initial thought was Florida State, but I was like, oh, the Braves are playing season. That ball is going to be skied. Otone may have room, but he'll quickly run out of it. And it will hit the pavement hard.
It's not like it's going to crack the concrete.
Notice that was a lot harder than I even thought it was going to be. So, count will be at 1 apiece against our first baseman, Cooper Revels. If it gets that far on deck is Rince Best. Trying to time up the sophomore in for Dutch Fork, who has gotten 2 quick outs against the Falcons.
Wow.
And now Dutch Fork ahead 0-2, and we are down to our final strike of the game. Boone has come in and quickly worked and quickly been able to extinguish a fire. Dugout's dueling chance. A ball bounces in. Otone unable to find it. And Sneed's going to come home with the 4th Falcon run of the game. And Charles will move to second. So, count at, it's 2 apiece, right? Or am I just...
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay, well,
I don't understand why.
but it's a game changer and the scoreboard both have
2-2.
it as 1-2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, game changer's a 1-2, which is weird. Yeah, but I'm 99% sure he threw a first pitch ball. Because it was high and inside.
Yeah.
Maybe they caught it. It shouldn't have caught a strike, right? That ball is going to be laced down the line, but we'll quickly find the bleachers. So we'll do it again. Well, now game changer updated. Now they have 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure what this. Okay, I guess game changer's a little behind, but not sure what the scoreboard's doing. Here we go, dueling chance again from both dugouts. Dutch Fork looking to shut the door. Pitch coming home, outside, ball 3. So, yeah, even the Dutch Fork bench is calling it's a full count, just so no one gets confused here. So here we go, big pitch, fouling it straight back. It's gonna go way over us. So, Cooper's gonna do it one more time.
Full count. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone except the now the
There we go.
scoreboard's
Okay.
caught up.
Now everyone's on the same page. 3-2, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th inning. Flora needs 2 more to advance to a title game, but they're down to their final strike. Ball's gonna be chopped over to second. Should be an easy play for Szymanski to make, and he will. Dutch Fork ends this one 11-4. They will advance tomorrow to the championship game to play River Bluff. And AC Flora falls at home 4-11. Not the best outing from our own Charles Flake, but an error-riddled game for Falcons. Kind of cost them early, and they never could really recover.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, what was it, the 3rd inning? Yeah, there's 2 runs. I don't know.
Yeah, it was 2 in the 3rd off of errors, and then it kind of just snowballed from there.
Yeah,
Charles
when you have that, kind of hurts momentum, and yeah.
Yeah, Charles never really recovered after the 2. He kind of got rocked up in the next inning, the 4th, which accounted for 5 of the 11 runs.
Yep. Sorry. Well, good luck to Dutch Fork when they face River Bluff tomorrow. Well, we'll be here doing that.
I should be here. That's the plan as of now, unless something drastically changes. You get to hear me one more day of your week. I know you just really wanted to.
Yeah. No. All right. So yeah, four games tomorrow. We know the championships, Dutch Fork and River Bluff, and then the game before that. Well, they sometimes they switch around when they play, but Dutch Fork and River Bluff are both local teams, so they'll probably play last anyways. Like if you have like an out-of-state team that is in the championship, sometimes they move that up to like 12 o'clock or something. But
I think the only out-of-state team is that's going to be playing a little later is when we play, right?
Yeah.
No,
So
St. John's.
Yeah, St. John's. So that should be like 1 o'clock-ish. First game will be 9 in the morning. It'll be Hammond against.
I have no idea. I've not even looked about the bracket. It's either
Yeah,
Airport or
Airport or Miller, and I'm not sure. They're both 1 and 2, and I'm not sure what tiebreaker looks like.
I'm assuming it's head-to-head, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Assuming it's head-to-head.
Yeah, no, it would definitely be head-to-head. And oh, wait, hold on. I do have that because I got my son to take a picture of the board.
There we go.
What do we say? Airport and
Airport and
Miller.
Miller.
Airport, River Bluff. Airport, Miller. Miller beat Airport 15-8. So yeah, so the morning should be Hammond against Airport, followed by Miller against
Dreer.
I'm
assuming.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Flora against St. John's, and then the championship game will be River Bluff against Dutch Fork.
Yeah, the revenge game, I guess, for Dutch Fork. Against us, at least it was.
What's that?
I guess they had a revenge game against us. I'm not sure if that's how you, because we backdoored them last year, right?
No, it was the Dutch Fork that we backdoored.
We backdoored
To play against River Bluff.
So yeah, they reversed the curse this year, it seems, and strong outing from Jake Rogers. He had a phenomenal outing, 4 1/3 innings, and gave up one unearned run on his evening.
Nice. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for joining me, Alex.
All right. Thank you for having me, as always.
All right. See you guys tomorrow.